Cap. Yeah.
For sure. And we are live, man. Wonder Twins, man. That's your nigga Yuck Mouth, man, with my twin.
Gooch the Great, man. We are the Wonder Twins. What's going on, Yuck?
Man, it's time to activate, man. Shit, I think
Let's
this is my
do it.
first drink of the day, man. I've been doing daddy daycare shit.
Oh, man.
Activate. Watching kids and shit, building televisions and shit. Been doing hella shit, man. You know, it's about these kids, man.
Activation. Man.
Shout out to Bruh too, man. Happy birthday to Yashua, man. Happy 45th birthday, my nigga.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, shit.
Yashua taking a motherfucking shot, boy.
Whew.
American Negro in the building, man. KC in this motherfucker, man. E. Millie, my sis in the building, man. Wrench Mob in this motherfucker, man, huh? Ali Frazier, man. Always in the building, man. Dallas tapping in, man. I see ya, boy.
Oh, man.
Hey, I ain't make no tabs today. We on the fly, so I'm just had to look up shit on the fly.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I really didn't have no, you know what I mean, no topics. I mean, I have topics, but I just didn't pull up the shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to say congrats, man. Y'all did a wonderful show last night with Corey on the show. That was dope.
Oh, hell yeah. You know, we shout you out, man. Shout out the whole 5150 Nation. Shout out to Corey Holcomb. I know he out there in the A, you know what I mean, beating their ass
man.
the whole weekend, man. Go pull up on Corey and fuck with him, man. Yeah, man, it was a dope ass interview. I think that was one of our best interviews, man, as far as a guest, man. We really
that interview was good. That was a great show.
We really was in pocket, man. For those who watch it, man, right after this, go watch the Corey Holcomb episode, man. That shit was dope, man. We just interviewed him last night, literally, man. So that episode is fresh, man. So y'all go check that motherfucker out, man. He talking his shit too, man.
Yeah.
He talking his shit.
Yeah, he was in his zone. And that 2 hours went by quick. That didn't feel like 2 hours.
It felt like 3 hours. Like I thought it was only 2 hours, man. I thought we was on that bitch for 3 hours because the nigga had us waiting around for like an hour to even set up the fucking camera, man. Shout out the Coin Academy, but he had my email mixed up, so he was putting it on my different fucking YouTube than the fucking Yuck Mouth TV. So
okay,
like damn near an hour to figure that shit out because he thought he was on the right channel and it wasn't shooting. So I had to go over there, reprogram and relog in and shit. So it took about and then Corey was late too. Corey didn't show up till like around 10:30, literally.
You know? Yeah, that's like Corey.
So
that's like Corey. Tell everybody who we gonna have on tonight, yeah.
Oh yeah, Nino Cappuccino, man. You know what I mean? Real Pyru, you know what I mean? Damu, you know what I mean? Industry. You know, OG, man, he gonna give us a history lesson, man. You know what I mean? On that beat card, you know what I mean, type of politics, you know what I mean?
Just talk, let's do it.
Let the kids know what they signing up to, you know what I mean? So,
yes, sir.
Then these rap niggas, you know, because these niggas can't hold water, man. Soon as these niggas get cut in a paddy wagon, nigga, they run in their mouth, nigga, they bloom on flat, nigga, this airing out everything, nigga. They airing out everything, nigga.
There's a whole new air. This is a weird air, yo. It's weird, man.
Yeah, definitely bounty hunter. Shout out to the bounty hunters. That's definitely Nino Cappuccino, real bounty hunter, you know.
What's up?
Definitely watching the motherfucker build. Let me call this guy because I sent the nigga the link. Let me see. How's your week though?
Oh man, week was good. Week was good. Weekend's gonna be cool. Hold on. Go ahead. See if he answers.
We on, my nigga. I sent you the link. All right, what's up? What?
Okay.
Yeah, nigga, the Pac celebration. Was you able to make it to the Pac thing?
Nah, I didn't make. I was out here in Vegas. But LA Buck made it. You know, a lot of everybody we know made it. You know, K-Dub and everybody was able to make it.
Everybody was in the motherfucking building, man. I was hella mad I didn't make it, my nigga. I overslept hella shit, bro. But all my niggas was in the building though, man. We got my nigga in the building, man. The guest of the night, man. Nino Cappuccino, man. Welcome to the motherfucking Wonder Twins, man. What's up, Nino?
Hey,
what's up, man?
What the dilly? What the dilly? Y'all know what I mean?
Man.
What up, Whoa?
Dude, I know you're a grown up man, so you gotta have some pull up. We activate on this motherfucker. We activate, we pull up a shot, and we
Yeah, you
activate.
gotta drink something, Nino. Find
Yeah.
something.
Oh man, y'all see, I wasn't prepared. You didn't
All right,
tell me
look,
all that.
Nino. I'm gonna activate for you. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I appreciate it.
I got you. I activated for Corey Holcomb last night. I got you.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hold on, I'll do another one. Hold on.
Pull your shit
Wait,
up.
hold on. Where'd my bottle go? Oh, here it goes. Right here.
Nigga, put your glasses on tighter. You'll find them.
Here we go. Boom.
Activate. Yada da.
Boom.
Man, I'm damn sure gonna know next time, man.
Yeah. Cap, what's happening? What's up, my nigga?
Hey man, you man. I'm just I'm here tonight. Who we got over here in the corner? That's Gooch the Great.
Gooch, man, what's going on? Inglewood's finest.
What's up with it, Gooch?
What's up, homie?
Yeah.
Taking it easy, man.
That's right.
It's your world tonight, my nigga. So we're gonna get a little background, let people know the history of you, you know what I mean, right quick before we start going into these topics, man. Cause there's a lot of people who know, cause as soon as we said your name, niggas put motherfucking bounty hunters right up top. You feel me? So just give motherfuckers a little history, like, cause you was in the industry too, right?
Yeah. I was, I've been in the industry from the early 90s, man, from the 90s on up until this millennium era. And then, the new digital world had come in, because, we was in that analog world back then, so now that digital world stepped in. So, of course, I'm still in the game. So it's like reproducing and relearning all over again as far as this era.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But my origins and my original background, I'm from Watts. I'm from Nixon Gardens, I'm a legend about Garden Projects,
Shout out to my nigga B-Rag from Bounty Hunter.
Huh?
B-Rag from Bounty Hunter.
Yeah. So, I grew up in the projects, man.
Yeah, was you, cause you older than me. Was you around like the big the legendary dudes? Did you grow up around like Tukey Williams and Monster Cody and all them type of dudes? Have you ever ran across them when you was growing up?
Yeah, me and Monster, we YA babies. Monster's in my generation. Monster Cody's in the second generation. And Big Tukey and them come from the first.
So Tukey and Raymond Washington.
Yeah, they come from the origins of it.
Tukey and Raymond.
Yeah.
That first generation.
Yeah, so we grew up under them. We come up from under them.
Okay.
And then from under us, it was that last breed of our third generation from up under us. But I grew up under, me and Monster Cody, and then we grew up in the system. Me, him, and my homeboy Rat Dog. So yeah, I knew Monster real well. I had, my first encounter of meeting him. I told this story on a platform or two before, but my actual first encounter meeting him was in on my way to YA. I had a body in 2 ADWs in 79. And so I was going to juvenile court, and they threw me in the holding tank. And when they threw me in the holding tank, they pushed me in the holding tank with all Crips. And it was like a couple, it was probably like one Swan in here, one cat from Swan. And this is my boy One Punch, rest in peace. This is how I met One Punch from Swan. I mean, I take that back. Not One Punch, Baldy from Swan. And so when they threw me in the tank, a couple of my enemies was in there from PJs and Gray Street. And so Monster Cody was in the tank. But Monster Cody was regulating the tank. And we was all waiting to go to juvenile court, which was held on Central Avenue at that time. It was a little courthouse right there on Central, between Central, Manchester, and Florence. And so when I stepped in the tank, and off top, niggas looking at me, and a couple of niggas noticed who I was, and then back then in LA, everything was like a call hit, it was a hit 'em up factor. Like you wasn't going nowhere in Los Angeles, and you was in colors, especially if you was any type of colors, or you just had that swag look of a banger, you getting hit up. And what I mean by that, nigga, like, where you from, blood? Or where you from, cuz? What set that is?
Immediately.
Don't say, what set that is, nigga? You be like, huh?
Right.
Yeah, so where you from, nigga? So when I jumped in the tank, first thing niggas was off top, niggas, cuz, where you from? Nigga, what it is? Nigga, what that woo-woo? Niggas start hollering out they set. And I just, niggas, body honest. Because I'm young, fresh in the game, and I'm building my name. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm 16 going 17 at the time, so it's like, nigga, I'm amped. I'm knowing I'm about to take this ass whooping in a Rat Pack more than likely. But over in this corner though, while the cats is hitting me up, which is my actual enemies, I'm telling niggas, man, I get down, just let me give me a fair one. I get down with any one of you niggas, let me get a fair head up, right? We used to call it head up though. Let me get a head up, one-on-one. And niggas like, fuck that, cuz nigga ain't getting no one-on-one up in here, cuz this PJ Watts, this woo-woo-woo. I'm like, fuck all that did, nigga, what's happening? So Monster stepped in. He said, where you say you was from again, homie? I'm Monster Cody, A-Trade Gangster. I said, I'm from Bounty Hunters. He was like, you know William Hub? I said, man, that's my homie. William Hub is Rat Dog. Him and Rat had encounters in YA. They ran into each other in YA and met each other back in the YA days. And him and Rat was like on the same level, basically. And so he really admired Rat and had a lot of respect for Rat Dog. And from that, he told me, say, nah, homie, say, homie representing this shit, man. And it's you know, it's like y'all got him outnumbered. He said, man, he said, get down with any one of y'all, man. Y'all get down with him, head up. So niggas like, all right. And the first nigga said, all right, I took off on it. Bam. Come on up. Then me and the other nigga get down. And then from there, me and Cody, man, we end up bumping heads at LP. I was in one side of the quad, and he was in the other side. And when we went to the rec yard, I ended up starting. That's when my buffer measurement kicked in, and I started driving on because I admired this nigga at a young age. He was already cut up. Right. I had a nice small frame, and I was cut, but this nigga was already chunky. And Rat Dog was the same way. So that was my inspiration to start buffing. And that's when I started hitting that iron real heavy from juvenile hall on up. And I just started buffing. But me and Monster became cool as hell, man. I'm actually in his first book he wrote, the first actual book he wrote. That's me talking about in the book when he talking about the second generation bounty hunters had merged out the projects. That's me talking about.
I read that book in the county, man. I was in motherfucking goddamn Celebrity Road, man. PC. I was in Elder Bar cell.
Yeah, he went to me, Rat Dog name, me, Rat, Big Snoop. He meets about 4 of us.
Yeah, it was the easiest book ever because it was all in slang words and cussing. It was slang and cussing. I read that book like in 2 hours. It was hella quick. It was quick. Like I read that. I want to say 2 hours, about 4 hours. It was quick though. That motherfucker was so easy to read. It wasn't no long ass words. It was straight to the point. It was a dope ass book, man. And me being a nigga from the Bay, and I'm in there with them boys. You feel me? I need to know. I need to know the history and shit. So back to the history, man. Me being from Oakland, there was a Black Panthers out there, right? And I heard, I don't know, maybe you could vouch for this, you and Gooch, but I heard that the banging is like an offspring of the Panthers. Like y'all was really on some protect the community type of hype at the beginning, right?
Yeah, you heard absolutely correct. That's when the Crip machine started. That's why it was called CRIP, Crip Revolution in Progress. That
and was then what happened to the businessmen?
Huh? The Slossmen and the business. You mean the Slosses and the businessmen? All those was different cliques and crews back then.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That was the whole purpose of the offspring of the Black Panther movement. So whether our people at that time, because I'm young, I'm a kid at that time, I'm growing. So whether our people dropped the ball altogether, because of course now we know Fat Boy that stepped in, which means J. Edgar Hoover and the FBI, the whole syndicate get down. And so that was the whole intricate plot against our people back then. And so when that went into play, we had to have something else to be able to keep the ball spinning, sort of say. So that's when, you know, Raymond Washington took them, you know, I would say at that time, at a young age for them as well, because they didn't have no idea that this cripping was going to turn into a massive blood vessel where black on black killing was going to merge. They didn't know that shit. They didn't have no vision to know that, bro. They was young men.
And back in the day,
being descended from the South.
And niggas used to fight with their hands back in the day. It was the worst you get is a knife. Like it wasn't no gunplay.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is, when they put this movement together, Crip, right? Cripping wasn't about banging. It was about, oh, fuck them dudes over there. They wear red or they wear burgundy or they wear gray. That never wasn't even in play yet. This was a movement that had started between the Crips, just like the Paru movement, right? So it was like, here's a black movement, a black organization, structured organization of our communities that have took the same footsteps, basically, that the Black Panthers had did, coming all the way from Oakland, Northern California, springing all the way down to Southern California. So now they say, oh, well, we're going to do the same thing, same similarities. We're going to feed our people. We're going to protect our neighborhoods, protect our communities. Because you got to remember, back then, bro, between South Central and Watts, the hub, we were surrounded with all white, snow. Everywhere in LA was snow. Anywhere you go snowing around this motherfucker. That's how white it was.
Right.
You feel me?
It was gentrified before gentrification was said.
Yeah, right, it was. It was already segregated, nigga. So they only fool the people who don't know the history. But if you've been around this shit, you know, nigga, it was a time, South Central, this was us, South Central and Watts. That's our connection. Yeah. Anything around the perimeters, even all the way to Compton when it was the farms, that was all whites.
Yeah, well, horses and all kind of shit. Inglewood was all white.
Yeah.
Compton still to this day, you see motherfuckers riding horses down the street.
Yeah.
And that had to come from white people. I know niggas that just move horses and ranches in that motherfucker.
No, you'd be surprised. It was some blacks. But beforehand, it was all predominant white, like you said. But it was a sprinkle of blacks. And that was considered like middle-class blacks who was like either school teacher or worked for the factories. So they could afford a house back then for $45,000, which is equivalent of $500,000 now in Compton. You know what I'm saying? So they could afford that back then. So it was just basically the segregation was there. So my point I'm making is when these two brothers came up with that concept, they didn't come up with the concept with the mentality of gangbanging, like it's gonna be a red and blue trend, because we didn't start out like that. It didn't happen like that. Over the years, it blossomed. The negativity and the creativity of that blossomed over the years. But the beginning of it, everything was on point with the perspective of we finna step in and do what the Panthers did, man. We gotta look out for our folks. We gotta look out for our own. You know what I mean?
Not to cut you off, but let them know. You said something about the segregation shit. It was whites everywhere. Let them know how serious them white boys was, to where y'all had to protect yourself out here too and click up.
You damn right. That's exactly a reason why we had so many different cliques that would start formulating back then, because of that. Because the whites, like from Compton, the whites would come down in our area and Watts to come down there to beat blacks up. Same thing coming out of Inglewood structures and deeper to West LA. Same thing. When our people in the beginning, coming from the early 60s, which I wasn't here at that time, I came 69 going in the 70s. But anything that was transitioning from the South, because all our people primarily was coming up out of South Carolina, Alabama, Texas, Queens, you name it. And everything that was coming, when they was coming to LA, because now we had that freedom form where it's free, right? It's supposed to be freedom and free. So here go our people, our forefathers, our ancestors, they coming to the West for a better life. So when they get here, don't realize Los Angeles is segregated and controlled by whites. So guess what your only stop is? Get off at Watts. That's the only way you can get off, because you better not bring your ass to Union Station. They'll find you hung somewhere down here downtown, nigga. Yeah. Ain't none of that hanging out, getting off downtown in Union Station, none of that. You had to get off in Watts. And once we got off in Watts, then when South Central was the section that was open outside of Watts where blacks can be able to go, those were our only perimeters. So this is why you had so many blacks clogged up into them projects, and you got so many individuals in the projects right now today that are kin to one another. Like you might have one family, it's 35 of them motherfuckers in the whole entire project, out of cousins and sisters and siblings, the whole family. That's how deep it is, because it was so many people. We would just bust up and
migrating to LA.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Another thing we need to explain to them, what separates the east side from the west side is the 110 freeway.
Yes. As as far as demographic goes, yeah, from a demographic standpoint, he's absolutely right. Look what Goose just said. What separates the East and the West is when you cross one side of the 110, you're on the west. Cross this side, you're on the east. You're going southeast, and then you're going west-north. So if you cross the west, that means you're going north going toward Hollywood, 101 and the 110. Cross back over, you east 110 to the 105.
There's no 105 back then, though.
No, just straight 110.
Yep.
So look, I want to go back to the history. Okay, so we got the Crips that was moving like the Black Panthers. When did the Pyru card or the Damu card or the Blood card start? What was the first Blood card? When did that start?
To the best of my history of knowledge, because I wasn't the offspring of that era, but from the G's that I know that come before me, my big homies that I know that are Pyrus, they hold cause offspring during the same era when the Crips came. They were here as well. So it was like that was the beginning in the era for us, any form of separation of two different cliques when it came down to Crips and then the Pyru. But before that, you had the Brims though. So let me make sure I clarify that. That's the really origin was the Brims. And then we got the Pyrus and the Crips. And so from there, that's what gave us our offspring as far as the origins of the Bloods being birthed from that aspect of those two connections from the Pyrus and the Brim structure. Because when it got to us in Watts, we were just one big community. We weren't we were green, and even at some point we were like brown, but it wasn't the color as far as our rags. We were projects. Each project we were just together. We were unified. Because, like I say, when your parents came here, your auntie may end up in the PJs, and you and moms and your siblings moved into Nixon, and then your other three cousins moved to the Jordan Downs. So y'all, all three of y'all split up in all three housing projects, all different families. And now here comes some more family comes, same thing would happen. So either or, once the separation really kicked in from the gangs, then you would either move out one of those projects to the other central project where your family predominantly is at, to where you would be there. Or a lot of people didn't do that. They just stayed in their projects, and just out of craziness that it was that way. Once the gangs really merged and the killing kicked in and the real gang banging happened, you looked up, nigga, your cousins was your enemies because they from the other side. Real talk. It's like family reunions, all that shit was out. It was out the water now back in them days for a lot of families because of the gang things, to where a lot of niggas really went to family reunions and nigga went down at the family reunion. You feel me? Because cats took that shit that sincere and serious, bro.
Gooch, what you got to say about it? What was the first like Damu like Tookie Williams, you know what I mean, or Pyru Tookie Williams?
Like he said, like that generation was before us, but you know, like you had cats on the west side, like Big West. There's a lot of, you know, there's a couple of cats that were older that, you know, had their claim to fame or whatever. Like me being from Inglewood or whatever, a lot of the stuff is inbred in us because we were born in it. Like I have relatives named Briss in Bristol because they couldn't call them Chris and Crystal. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was inbred in us. You know what I mean? So to add to what he was saying, a lot of stuff started on the east side as well, up and down Central Avenue. Central Avenue, the blacks, that's where all the blacks went to perform. You had the Duke Ellingtons, you had Cab Calloway, you had all those type of cats performing on Central Avenue. Central Avenue was a very affluent street for black people. That's where all the nightclubs were.
Right.
You know what I mean? Central was nice. Yeah, Central was nice at one time. You know what I mean?
Now just the straight how we get to the airport. and put a hole in the track. I'm just saying, nigga. Shit.
I'm pretty sure my man could contest to this. Like our parents went to Jeff High School, manual arts, um, schools like in that area. We didn't start going to like Westchester, Inglewood, to like what the 80s, right?
Yeah,
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 that's the 80s.
yeah. Because that segregation was still interlocked. But see, what happened was when they had this little reparation that kicked in where all the in the 60s, in the early 60s, all the realtors of the city of Los Angeles, they had got together and they ended up formulating this petition. And from that petition, this petition turned into this Reparation Act where they signed off where, okay, no, blacks can't move out of South Central Watts now to Beverly
Yeah.
Hills or Forest East of the Valley and buy houses, affordable houses now at this early time because they shut it down. When all our parents who were descending from the South back then, guess what? Your moms and your pops was making good ass money back then, bro, because all them worked at the factories. When the wars was going on, they the one built the damn weapons and all that shit at all the factories and the airports. So our parents had good ass jobs. The Goodyear, the Blimp, you know, all these factories once upon a time in the 70s. That's why our parents worked. So they made good, affordable money. It's just that they locked us in. They interlocked us in. And this information is stored in my film that we did called The Truth. And so they set out this ruling, and once they set out this ruling, they kept blacks interlocked in the Watts and the intermediate part of South Central to where they couldn't flourish. And so this is why you had so many predominant blacks sectioned in one whole area until the segregation broke apart and where we was able to start getting out and certain individuals able to just say, all right, I'm finna move my family out. Your parents might still had a great job or went to school and enhanced themselves to the medical field or became a teacher or some of that aspect. So now they moved to Signal Hills or moved to Winslow Hills or moved to the west side of Fox Hills, which was good. So suburban areas of Los Angeles then. So then the further you move West LA, the further up. So that's how blacks been able to start merging because they was able to afford it. But the white devils, man, from the very beginning, their whole integral plot was to keep us all in one area, isolated.
Another thing, the jungles was a very predominant fly neighborhood. A lot of entertainers lived in the jungles.
Oh yeah, the Baldwin Hills. Yeah,
that was very affluent neighborhood for blacks.
Yeah.
Right above the jungles is Black Hollywood, the Baldwin Hills. So
exactly. But we're gonna take you back as far as before King Boulevard. It was Santa Barbara.
Hold on, man. It was Santa Barbara, nigga.
That was King Boulevard. It was Santa Barbara.
Is he telling the truth, Nino? The fuck? Where the fuck is Santa? I don't see one Santa Barbara street in LA right now. Where the fuck did Santa Barbara go?
They gave King Boulevard to Dr. Martin Luther King, bro. They changed it.
Before then, it was Santa Barbara.
So Louisiana Fried Chicken was on Santa Barbara. That's before Louisiana came.
Louisiana wasn't even there yet.
Okay. Yeah, you had stuff like Bill's Tacos and all that stuff. That's Santa Barbara.
Y'all give me a real LA history, man. Period, man. Straight up. Straight the fuck up, man. On just the whole shit, because us being from the Bay Area, we don't gang bang. You know what I mean? But we bang blocks. You know what I mean? We just don't wear the rag. So just like y'all bang out hood, we bang out hood. Like we claim that we'll die for that shit, but we just ain't got the colors involved with it. So it's still the same shit, same politics, just without no colors involved. So yeah. The question I have for both of y'all, when did it go left? Because me being in LA, right? And I was like, when I first moved to LA, it was B on B and C on C. And I'm like, if I was to join the B and the B, I gotta watch out for the B. What the fuck am I doing this for? If I join the C, and I gotta watch out for the C. What am I doing this for? So when did the separation start happening within, you know, the crews of the both cards? Because I know it started off with everybody was down with each other, right?
Oh, so that's it. That's interesting. That's very interesting. You asked that. That's very interesting. And what you're talking about is in-house crossing, where niggas start crossing each other up. This very same niggas that we call our homies. Why is homies killing homies? Why is niggas getting into it?
Right.
So that's what you mean by the C's against the C's and the B's against the B's.
Right.
Or Bloods against Bloods and Crips against Crips.
Right.
That's what you mean, right?
Right.
Well, I'm gonna try to get as close knit as possible, but it wasn't just one particular clique, so I wouldn't be able to narrow it down.
Right.
I just know that at some point, once we went into that alliance, well, okay, we got Bloods and then we got Crips. Once that merged, right? Somehow, in the Crip factor, the Crip core, the enemies factor of them going into a structure of enemies. Of course, murder took place, some things happened, and from there, it just dispersed where they became enemies. Same for our side. Everything that happened, it was murder behind it. You know what I'm saying? Bodies that drop. It wasn't a fist fight, a fisticuff, and then that
or
fist
argument or a bitch or something.
Yeah, that right there, which is most wars are drawn on anyway. Behind some ass. And so, no, it wasn't. You ain't gonna go no 5-year or 10-year decade feud war with an enemy on the other side like that just behind no fist fight. It's got to be some cruel shit happens, which means 9 times out of 10 somebody got killed.
Right.
So once you knock down somebody over there, of course they're gonna go knock down somebody or 2 or 3 over there. Then they're gonna come back and knock down. So now the war just keep going.
And it goes to generations because that's what's happening in my neighborhood. You know, I'm not to cut you off, but we going through that, and we are the same. Imagine Nicholson Garden beefing with Nicholson Garden, the same projects. That's what's happening in my neighborhood, and for decades. You know what I mean?
Now, for the longest time, being that we were outnumbered, because there's always been more Crips than Bloods, Damus could basically go to any Damu hood and you were good.
Yeah, then at that time, because the unification. We had to. It had to be there. We had to be that way because, nigga, first and foremost, you had to be a real Damu to be talking about you banging in that era. Because I'm telling you, like I said all the time, uncut. Crips was really cripping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you had to come correct. Your shit had to be right, or a nigga be caught up. You feel me?
You had to be a bad motherfucker to wear red.
Man, listen. A nigga tell you to come up out that shit in a minute. Yeah, you know so, that red, nigga. You feel me?
Yeah, it's a little bit harder for us, because just wearing red, niggas will look at you like you an alien. They see you in some red. You know what I mean? You remember those times?
Yeah,
so
like you alienated shit, boy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So just to wear red, you were a special type of breed because you were so outnumbered. And you had to have a little bit more heart to wear red.
Basically, huh? Because y'all was outnumbered.
Way outnumbered.
But wait, you know how they say strength is numbers, right? Numbers is strength. But what really separated it for a lot of us that was B-Dogs coming up then was the test of time from within our own cars. Like, we wasn't just accepting any niggas just because.
Right.
Okay. Come on, homie, it's gonna make the blood car bigger. No, we wasn't going for that shit. I'm talking about that was every set, whether it was Pyrus, Bounty Hunters, Brims, Swans, Denver Lanes, you know what I mean? 2Ps, Fruit Town, it didn't matter. Niggas wasn't just gonna accept niggas, which we call busters. That's why I came up with this concept back in the early 80s called Buster Week. You feel me? And
you had to be battle tested.
Where we tested any of the suckers that came in and they was claiming these hoods and they was going to and forth to court for the last month or so and they ain't got a no fight, they ain't went to the hole or nothing. That means you ain't putting no work in court, nigga. You ain't banging. Okay, so I came up with that concept. So with that concept, it gave discipline to our module. It gave discipline to the car. It gave discipline to the whole entire car of all the hoods, because it's like, all right, now it separates all those real ones and then all the niggas who really ain't active. So now we can separate that, because when the real shit hit, we need all active niggas front and center, because that's how the Crip niggas gonna come. They coming active. Or that's how the Mexicans gonna come. They coming active. Or the white boys, they gonna come active. So we got to be prepared the same way. You feel me?
Right. Another thing I want to add is that young probably doesn't know this, that the essays back then, whatever hood they lived in, that's what they were. So if SA lived in a Crip neighborhood, they were basically Mexicans, but they were Crip Mexicans. If Mexican lived in a blood neighborhood, they were blood Mexicans.
Well, on that Gooch, I'm gonna have to kind of agree and disagree. And
in Inglewood, we had the I-13s. They were basically bloods.
I was finna say, yeah. See, I was finna say that was the east side when it came to Watts. Ours was different. We didn't fuck around. It was we straight off black. It's like you may have one hair string. You got a white boy that grew up in the Jordan Downs. It's like we had two whites grew up in our hood, two Hispanics and half black Hispanics. But for us, just all Hispanics or all Mexican, and they grew up in our hoods during that time, and they start banging. No, most of them, when they grew up, they still claim their era, and when they went to jail, they had to ride with their people. So that's why it was hard for them to even bang with our side. Now, what I've noticed in this new millennium area is different. It's like that. Now you got more Crips and blood Mexicans. I ain't never seen that shit in my life, my nigga. And I'm being straight real. And I gave 30 years of my life to these punk ass streets with this Bonnie Hunt shit. I ain't never seen no motherfucker banged out Mexican bloods unless they was coming from Northern California.
So let me ask you this, Cap. Because so in the Nickersons or whatever, that's right, it was all black. So it was no Mexicans.
No, like I said, we had I got a little homie named Izzy, right? He come up in the 2000 era, not in our era when we was growing up in my first and second generation. He behind that last of the third generation, but he our actual little homie, and he banged bounty hunters, nothing else. Feel me? So I said it happens, but it's rare. It's not something common. You're not gonna find 15 Mexican bloods just from bounty hunters.
No, hell no.
Time in that era. In that time in that era, you're not gonna go to the county jail and hit the module. We got like 15 Mexican bloods on there. That ain't gonna happen, bro. Let me tell you
what's going on in Inglewood. Like, for example, you had the I-13s, the Inglewood Threats or whatever.
Yeah.
They was in the hood, so they were basically bloods. They were banging against the Lennox 13s or whatever. They could come up to Rogers Park, Darby Park, and it was all good. Sentinel Park, it was all family. So, but I'm understanding like the demographic where you from, it was all brothers. So y'all wasn't having that.
Yeah,
so
it was just different from our side, from the east side. It was just different. And maybe if it was a vast number of them back then in Watts like that, where we grew up around each other, then maybe it would have been different. Now, don't get me wrong, we had sections where they had their own sections. Like the original Watts Barrio Gray Streets, half and half. It was blacks and Mexicans.
Right.
Feel me? Before the Great rolled into the projects, you had WVG, Watts Barrio Gray Street, Threats House. That's where it come from. Spanish, Mexicans, and blacks. You know what I'm saying? So when it rolled into the JDs, and the JDs took the G as separating the C from Jordan Crip into Grape Street, was the Purple Rag became their history and their time era. That's how that occurred. But when we started out, it was WVGs, Hickory Watts, them are all Spanish. Then you got Fuzztown Mafias. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like up top, like you said, all we had was the Nortes that was banging. That's Mexican card. They bang their card, but other than that, we wasn't banging. You know what I mean? As far as the blacks, but the Mexicans, they had their card. They still got their card. They bang their shit, and they bang on each other.
Right.
Like people that ain't even banging the Norte shit, that just regular Mexicans out there, nigga. They get rolled up on, nigga. Period.
Okay,
it's about politics,
let me step in at this point in time and let me reiterate on this then, since we just spoke on the origins and we went through the aspect of, you know, where I'm coming from as far as, you know, my origins of being a bounty hunter and putting this work in and my time and era in the Nixon Gardens and all these things, right? And we talked about the red, the blue, the merging of the Crips, the merging of the Pyrus, the Brims. Let's talk about how can we come up with some damn resolutions and solutions, yup, where we can
I was going to ask you,
on.
my next question, I was going to ask you to switch it up, you know, because I wanted to let the people know a history. That's why my nigga Mac Mean, shout out to Mac Mean. This is the first time niggas get the
What Mac Mean?
You know what I mean? Period. Because a lot of niggas sign up to shit that they don't know about. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, y'all second generation. These new niggas is like fifth, sixth generation. You know what I mean? So they really don't know the origins of what they doing.
No,
you got
Rolling
60s in fucking Atlanta. You got Rolling 60s in Atlanta. You got fucking whatever, the fucking bounty hunters in New York. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is everywhere, and a lot of people don't know the history of what they even doing this shit for. So my question to y'all is, how did I ain't gonna say that because we heard Ice Cube song. You know what I mean? When niggas went to KC and nigga, boom, it's a lot of LA influence that was out there wiggling and shit and then took over, you know what I mean? It had a mean influence on other cities. But my question is, because I know I wasn't born and raised in this shit. That's why I never tried to. I fuck with people from the B and the C, and they all love me. No Frank Ocean. But I never tried because I wasn't born and raised in this shit. So, because I'm from a cloth, nigga, a real cloth.
Hey, yo, say that shit again, man. I'm about the only nigga been speaking that club. Just say that again.
Not that Khaled shit. I'm talking about the cloth, the G code. I'm from the code, nigga. Not snitches. Not snitches get stitches. Snitches get ditches where I'm from, nigga. They mama, they baby mama, nigga, they family, everybody in danger if you can't find that nigga. So I come from that.
It was rules, man.
Rules. And demonstrations. You know what I mean? If you fucked up, niggas, demonstrate. Period.
Yeah.
I come from that. So knowing the politics where I'm from and knowing the politics where y'all from, how was all these industry niggas able to just maneuver from different cities and just come join the card? That's my question.
Oh.
You want to answer that?
Oh, did he ask you that question, Bounty Hunter DJ? Did he ask you that question right there? You of all people. Oh, and I'm gonna tell you, man, exactly, man. Listen, man, and I'm glad you even asked that question, Yuck, because it's something that needs to be spoken on.
I'm just an outsider looking in.
And niggas' awareness. Now, see, once upon a time, before hip hop blossomed and became this big old umbrella like it is, we had hip hop. But before hip hop, you had the streets. The streets. Niggas of the streets was heroes.
Yep.
Your top-notch drug dealers, niggas with names and reputations like myself and other real niggas of the streets was the hero.
We just interviewed Freeway Rick. So niggas like Rick.
Yeah, Rick.
Freeway Rick, Waterhead, Bo, all those type of stuff.
Mike, all these dudes, all the names.
Felix Mitchell.
Heroes. You feel me?
Yeah.
They was the street heroes. So when rap kicked in and these characteristics kicked in where you start portraying these hardcore images of gangster rap, the idealistic idea came from, oh, you know what? I grew up on 110th Street and I know this nigga named Pop Squally and he was a hardcore dude. Let me act like Pop Squally. I remember Pop Squally had 4 fights. So I'm gonna rap about all 4 of them fights, but the fights are me though. You turn yourself into Pop Squally. You become that character. So this is what gangster rap became to us. So once that shit started merging that way, you got characters that start blossoming from everywhere who became gangster rappers. Now, how they got into the Bloods and the Crip aspect of things was through politics from the very beginning, of course. But what happened is niggas dropped the ball and dropped the spears for us being structured and being organized to keep this shit at a minimized bay where, all right, if we're gonna allow cats to claim this or cats to take this and sabotage it to the point where they're gonna capitalize off of it in the music world, then at some point, nigga, we gotta have a structure set up to where this becomes a cause for us now, for the Bloods and the Crip car, to the point where, all right, we get paid for this, we brand this, but these are the things we did not do. These are the things that individuals wasn't visionary enough and had the brain smart to come together and structure to do this in the beginning, or it would shut all this shit down where you would have no Bloods and Crips in this era in the rap game, period. Niggas would just be fake gangster rappers like they are and rapping about other individuals like they are. But to claim a hood, they couldn't be able to do it because shit would have still been shut down like it was. And it was structured once upon a time. And we had protocol, which we followed. Right. See, once we lost that protocol, the unification, you know what I mean? The chain of communication, you know what I mean? Because with something like that, now we come together, we merge together. Now it's a black movement as far as us coming together as businessmen on the B's and C's. Because this is the only way we're gonna be able to maintain and control the aspect of that by coming together, because hip hop is bigger than the B's and C's. Because it's a multitasking global movement. Right. You feel me? So in order for us to ascertain it where and it hits our city, where we can make sure, okay, these dudes ain't finna be running around hollering about they such and such and they such and such and throwing up these red and blue flags and shit, and they ain't paying homage to these hoods. They ain't paying for no funerals and et cetera, et cetera. And you got cats out here really dying for this shit. See, niggas wasn't thinking like that. So it was easy for hip hop to infiltrate it and ease their way right on in here and do what they did. So now, there is no more structure of the streets where the streets maintain and run and control or can dictate. No, nigga, you niggas ain't claiming this hood. You niggas ain't doing this. When your own fucking homeboys is your niggas, you gotta spit their head because this whole ass nigga, you just now coming off the porch, you trying to take up for this nigga, you ain't nobody. So you gotta deal with that shit. So it's politics within politics. So it's all fucked up now, bro. It's no structure.
Look, I think what Yup was asking, like when you have cats from out of town, like out of town hip hop artists, I'm gonna just keep it 100. Yup, it was really extortion.
Niggas I know niggas is tapping niggas' pockets, man. Somebody is getting paid, nigga. A lot of niggas is getting paid. That's that's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, it was extortion. So hold on, I'll break it down real quick.
They better be touching palms with some green, my nigga.
Right, so just check. I mean, I won't say any names, so just say a cat from New York come out here.
Virginia.
And he cool with a nigga from Inglewood. So basically, if the nigga from Inglewood here, Damu, nigga, that's what you are now. And you gonna pay. We extort, you know what I mean? We get money. You know what I mean? If you got a show, we hanging out with you. You know what I'm talking about, Cap. So it was just certain entertainers who might have met certain people from a particular hood and they embraced it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how that started.
Yeah, it's something that still goes on right now today, though. This is why I said it was like, it started out where you got dudes who were coming from different sections and different states, and they had to travel to do shows. So, and this is
I'm here. I'm about to roll up. I'm still here. I'm about to roll up.
This is just being a smart factor, right? You don't necessarily have to go into that city and start claiming that particular game or that block with knowing damn well you ain't from that block. It's cool to be connected with the right people in the right cities, because what that does is that put that umbrella of protection on you and your crew when y'all traveling, y'all going through these cities. Because if you're going through the city, bro, this ain't your actual city. I mean, come on, man. Niggas can get on this internet and front all they want and talk that shit. You ain't gonna be just moving around in no city and nigga cities buck wild. Even though niggas will get on here, post a video and act like when they come to LA and act like they doing this and they doing the most, but they really ain't in the central areas where it's going down at, or where you
they in a hotel in Hollywood where it's safe.
All that coincidental shit that really happened to you. You feel me? Because you ain't really in them areas. So it's like that shit been going on. You feel me? From the beginning of that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's been going on.
the thing is, I'm gonna ask y'all one question, man. As much as you know, I think it's protection. Along with, I think niggas need protection. Niggas been getting robbed like a motherfucker. You know, it's about who you with. You know what I mean? Protection. I think protection is a lot to go with it too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Y'all don't think the protection, like
That's
niggas,
right.
like the whole tap in shit. You know what I mean? Check in shit. You got it, like Nino said. Like when you come to a city, you want to have some niggas that got your back. So protection, basically.
That's
so
what I just said. Yep. That's
I said what you said. I said Nino just said. Duh.
Oh yeah. That's basically what it is, man. I mean, it's just like any smart. Listen, bro.
It's getting paid for protection, basically.
I mean, hey, when you know it damn well, you coming down and you try and you on top of that, you claiming an era that you're not even really from that area. And now you're going actually to the motherland of where that area is from, what you claiming. You think you're gonna just go in there and roll easy your way on in there and it's cool and nothing ain't gonna happen. You still can just claim that shit like it's cool. Man, get out of here.
Ain't gonna happen.
You got to look. I'm glad. Look. I'm a nigga that pay a lot of attention. So check this out, Nino. You said busters. You don't fuck with nigga. You don't fuck with busters. Wouldn't these niggas be considered busters?
That's
what the hood didn't fuck with busters. That's why the blood card was little, because y'all eliminated the busters.
Exactly. But see, the time changed.
Why are y'all letting them busters now?
Well, this is
a whole different era now. Yeah, this is a different era.
You can't hold retired generals accountable and responsible for the millennium era, bro. I'm not gonna let you do that one, yo. I
just asked a question.
I'm not gonna let you do that one, yo. Not to me, my nigga. You can't do that one to me, my soldier. No.
I'm not responsible for this bullshit that's going on today, Jose.
Yeah, I'm not responsible.
None of this shit.
I am not responsible, yo, at all, man.
The niggas I rock with don't wear colorful hair, none of that shit, man. Nah, man, don't put me in that kind of nigga. Nino, I'm not. I'm just asking for an explanation. Like, I know you got some little young homies like nigga, bruh, it's the bag, man.
Hey,
niggas
exactly.
got painted nails and colorful hair. We get in the bag with that, my nigga.
That's but to answer that question though, for real, you just hit it in a nutshell though, man. That's how it is, because the time has changed, the era changed. Like the kids of the day, which are my homeboys, I grew up, my homegirls, they kids and had kids. So these kids are rebellious kids. They not following the patterns or following the paths in which we're already cut from our direction. Niggas is claiming bloods and happy to be a blood because nigga, we allowed it to be that way. We made these paths to be bloods. Crips, niggas who holler Crips is because the real Crip niggas made it that way. Nigga, that's why you holler Crippin'. You feel me? Right. If it wasn't that way, you niggas couldn't be saying nothing. You'd be falling suit because we would have been able to leave something else behind, which was the acknowledgement and in the right direction for them to take, where this wouldn't even been embedded in them. Because we would have deaded this shit. But we didn't. It just went on. And as it went on, instead of it progressing, and it was nothing never meant to be better or be a structure of greatness out of Bloods and Cuz. It was never meant for none of that shit. When we went into this shit, yuck, it became genocide style people from the very beginning, bro. Bottom line. Black on black crime, black on black killing, doing the worst. Niggas wasn't going out of their eras and taking from no white folks for 1 million, 2, 3 million, 100,000. It was only certain crews that had the heart that would do that. It wasn't no majority vested niggas. So that means everybody else was taking from the small fries and the yuppies within your own eras. You snatching an old black lady purse, not no white woman purse. You take it from an old black man. You feel what I'm saying? See, these are things I rebelled not to do. So that's why I was always a nigga who left my hood, and I had allies from all type of blood hoods that I hustled with, and we went and got it. Because I was a nigga that I go out and get it. You feel me?
Well, the respect was gone too.
My own folks, I know they ain't got shit over here. Well, I'm gonna pray on my folks for. If anything, I'm finna go blossom so I can come back. Now I can put a few of my homies down. That's
But
how I felt. You feel me?
I always say this, man. You say you was locked down for how long?
I did, my times were separated. I did 4s, 3s, you know what I mean? 2 3s twice, you know what I mean?
Cool.
But I gave
So,
82 years back to the system total, though. 2 different trial settings. I fought 2 trials for 40 years in life and then 42 years in life.
Nigga, god damn, man.
Yeah.
Man, God is good, bro.
Man,
God
the greatest, man. The greatest.
God is great, bro. Question. With all that being said, with the gang injunctions and shit, you know what I mean? That's going down. You know what I mean? The rapper niggas catching RICO cases and shit for throwing up these gangs and shit, throwing up fingers and signs and shit. You know, back to what you was talking about with the fat guy, Nixon and them. Do you think it's a new Nixon? You know what I mean? That's trying to really politic and eliminate the black millionaire by just saying affiliation with a gang. We gonna, you know what I mean? Give you the RICO, some shit they made for the mob. That's mob shit, my nigga.
Oh, you mean a new J. Edgar Hoover? A new J. Edgar? You mean a new J. Edgar Hoover? A new fat boy?
Yeah, a new J. Edgar Hoover, right?
Yeah, old Fruity Tooty. Of course, you know, his seat been fulfilled. His seat been fulfilled. That's why his legacy is still going on right now today. Why do you think FBI is so fucking thorough, man? Yeah. That man legacy is gonna live on as long as this earth is breathing, man. That man legacy ain't going nowhere. That nigga shit is implanted, man. Feel me? But he did the most when he was able to take down the crime syndicates of the mob, man, like he did. Man, ain't no way in hell the white folks gonna ever let that particular organization, that structure crumble, bro. Because
the rule that he used, the RICO, they're using that against entertainers for being affiliated. Like I said, it's protection. It's paying for protection. You're not really out there doing drive-bys and shit like that. It's protection. But niggas is getting criminal cases. They using their lyrics and shit. You know what I mean? RICO cases for just, you know, throwing up their flag or throwing up they sign. So
that's because of the association too. Yup. You got to understand. All right, now you're a rapper. And so what they have done was they designed this method. They have designed this theory and this method, which 9 times out of 10, the method and theory that they have designed, we design it. When I say we, the people in the rap game, the people who portray it, the people who put it out there. So they basically designed the formula. And what they mean by that is, now, here it is, you got a rapper coming off the block, 2 or 3 guys, and they your rappers. But then you got this crew that y'all screaming. See, where a lot of young cats is fucking up, they tagging themselves, bro. And so by tagging themselves as a crew, that crew automatically now to society, you're a gang. It ain't you're a rap group. See, we used to have rap groups. Now
rap
niggas ain't
crew.
hollering, it's my rap
crew. Rap crew. Shout out to Wu-Tang Clan.
Rap crew, rap groups.
Shout out Cash Money, bro.
Yeah, it was 2 different things.
Hot
you know what I mean? Yeah, this
we
my
had
crew, man. Yo, this is my crew right here, son. Yo, my boys, this is my boys, it's my crew. See, it ain't none of that. It's gang, gang, gang. And then that gang, gang, gang got a title to it. Oh, okay. So wait a minute. Gang, 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 title, rapper. Oh, rapper making the money flourishing the money for guns, drugs, criminal elements that they can go provide and do other things now. So it
Allegedly.
So that's where the RICO comes from. But what they have done was took the we were some of the first in 1983 who they took an experiment with the Conspiracy Act. They used it on us. On my case, what's called the Hawkins case. They used that HK case on us called the Conspiracy Act. And they booked us specifically based on conspiracy. So I was faced with 2 counts of conspiracy of attempted murder, 2 counts of conspiracy of murder, a conspiracy of a firebombing of a funeral parlor. And these was all counts. I had 5 different counts of conspiracies, not to mention my other 5 counts of charges. You feel what I'm saying? But the Conspiracy Act is what held over our head. And what we ended up pleading out on was the conspiracy. And they had experiment from that moment of using that. And from there, it became one of the biggest defense in the game as far as against gangs of Los Angeles. So now what they have done, They jumped from the enhancements, what they was booking us with at first. They were booking us with the enhancements. If you had a crime already and you came back, then they booked you with your enhancements. So now from the enhancements, you got the gang injunction. Okay, they say, damn, the gang injunction wasn't eliminating a lot of people like we needed to. It would only get various people because we had to prove that there was a gang.
Like they needed to.
Yes, right. Because we had to prove that they're a gang. So then they came up with another strategy, the RICO Act. Oh, they racketeering now. They racketeering now. Oh, they're extorting. Oh, they doing all the violations that falls under RICO. Oh, yeah, we got them. Let's go. RICO Act. Listen to the music. They act the music out in characteristics. Oh, we got them. Let's go. RICO Act. And that's just what's happening.
And then
hold on. I ain't gonna name no females, but we got, females talking about they drug niggas and rob niggas. We ain't got no RICO Act on them though. So they letting the females, get their shit off.
Don't speak ahead. Don't speak ahead, yo. Don't sleep. See, you got to remember one thing. One thing about them white devils, they so smart and shrewd. Know how they work. They let a motherfucker set up operation. We know the women over there, and they acting out too. But we ain't got to them yet. We stand on the upways right now.
Look. Let me land though. Name me one female that has a company like Rockefeller or Cash Money or Young Money or Death Row or shit, you name it. Not one female got a company that's a fucking not one.
Right.
That's a conglomerate. So they don't give up. The females assigned to them in 360 deals and 3 whatever. Exactly. They get all their money. So they slaves for them. So they don't give a. They letting the females blow up. That's why they blowing them up more than the niggas, because the niggas is the ones with these independent companies with all these artists up under their belt, and they want to eliminate these niggas. So you notice it's the artists with all the record labels.
Mm-hmm.
All the big record labels. These niggas get knocked. It started with Irv Gotti, Suge Knight, and Jay Prince. When they started the first motherfucking black distribution company, when they hit Irv with that shit, they hit Suge. Nigga, I was there. Nigga, I rolled by. I was booking hotels and shit out here and fucking Beverly Hills.
Yeah,
I rode down Wilshire. I rode down Wilshire and the whole Death Row boarded up because the motherfuckers hit Death Row. They hit rap a lot. You know what I mean? That was the first. And then after that, they start coming after everybody that got the money, because the niggas with them, they don't want no more motherfucking Jay-Z's or Puffy's or Kanye's billionaires. Niggas is, man, generational wealth. They gotta pass that shit from generation to make millions. We're making millions over motherfucking night. Jay-Z and them became billionaires in less than 20 years, 20 or 30 years. These niggas need 100 years, and they passing the torch from each generation to accomplish that. They don't want no more of that. So they let the females that they making all the money off of blow up, and the niggas, they hitting them with indictments, my nigga. Period. Yeah. That's just me on the outside looking.
Let me tell you another reason. Hold on, real quick.
Am I right, Nino?
Yo, you on point. All I was trying to just say, I'm in full agreement with you. You know that's you straight on point, because that's real.
But here's another reason they're letting female artists blow up, and you gonna know this from being an artist yourself. It's easier for the record label to steal from them, and so let's break it down. See, a chick. No, well, here's the thing: a chick needs clothes, she needs makeup, she needs all that. She needs somebody to write her song. So the label is getting all that money. She not really getting shit. When it came to the guy,
it's called RICO. It's called RICO.
Right, but what I'm saying is, so the difference between a female artist, like, we can just wake up, we don't need makeup. You know what I mean? We'll wear what we have now, rock the stage. A chick needs wardrobe, blasey, blasey, blasey. So she's never gonna see none of that. None.
She's in the red. So you got these niggas that have left the record labels, that made their own record label, went double back, got a joint venture with the record label where they busting it down. They want to eliminate these niggas, bro.
And see, but the whole thing,
Puffy had to sue for his money as far as the liquor shit. Jay-Z had to sue for his money as far as the liquor shit. Like, give these niggas their money. Kanye, once he went against the grain, nigga, they held his money up in the bank. The bank, what you got to do with Adidas?
Well, like, you got to hear me? Yeah, well, we got you again. We got to keep in mind. You and I, we come from the analog world. where we actually had to go in and press up wax. We had to go do cassette tapes. We had to do DVDs. Niggas on corners with posters, pinning up posters. We had to really promote. So we come from a different world as this digital world. When this digital world merged like it did, bro, these white folks wasn't anticipating to make overnight millionaires out these young niggas. You know that, and I know that, because they wouldn't allowing us to do it. If they kept us at bay, you think they was anticipating this? No, they didn't know this digital world. Why you think it took them for damn near a decade to catch up? They had to catch up with the digital world. The majors did, to figure out how can we gain control with this shit again.
Because look, you're right, because ringtones was popping in Germany overseas before it ever hit America.
You know what I'm saying?
They had ringtones in Germany in the 90s, nigga.
Yeah.
America didn't have ringtones, my nigga. I was going to Germany and touring Australia and shit. They had ringtones, nigga. Period.
You know what I'm saying?
In the 90s.
So they wasn't anticipating and expecting to make these many of individuals to become successful like that, or better get out the hoods and do things of that. They weren't expecting that shit. They weren't anticipating that. And so now that it has happened, that's why they trying to tear it down.
Bro, it can't be no more Jay-Z's and them. That niggas done did this shit in less than 30 years, bro. These niggas did 100 years to do what these niggas doing, bro, and pass that torch, bro. They don't want that. They trying to shut it down. The females is up under their umbrella. They getting pimped. Period. They in the red. Like you said, nigga, they got to pay for wardrobe. They got to pay for makeup, all that shit. Nigga, car service, nigga, hotels, nigga, private planes, nigga, all that shit costs, nigga, period. They in the red.
Well, the male artists is in the same boat. They shit got to be recouped too. They getting advances,
but no,
advances and different things.
But it doesn't cost as much
when a nigga has a joint venture, it's 50-50. And if this nigga put up, hold on. If the nigga put up his own money, marketing money, these are millionaires. They don't need no help from the fucking record label. We just need you to get that shit out there. So they put up their own marketing, their own budget, everything. They putting up the money for the artist to do the record, everything. So it's 50-50 split.
Right, okay.
They don't want that. Niggas is getting too powerful. We figured out they program. We know how to do that shit without them. We just using y'all to push this shit further. You hear me?
Yeah. So
they don't want that no more. That's why the gang injunction, it started with the gang injunction. Shout out my nigga Sebo. You know what I mean? He was one of the first nigga that they came as far as the gang shit and put him on trial about gang lyrics and all that shit. You know what I mean? Sebo, the first gang bang rapper.
Right. They try to use him as the example.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, bro, man, they programming, my nigga. They been programming, man. Luke Skywalker and them making all that money, nigga. They banned them niggas like they was banned like they was terrorists, my nigga. This early in the game. But Luke and them making millions of fucking dollars overnight. NWA, overnight. All of a sudden, Eazy-E dead. Like, you hear me? All of a sudden, Suge Knight locked up for forever. You hear me? They gonna knock it down, my nigga, if they can.
Oh yeah,
that's
the whole integral plot, because they wouldn't
allegedly.
Allegedly,
Allegedly.
I
don't want to get sued, nigga. I ain't monetized on this channel, nigga. I don't need to get sued, nigga. I ain't making no money on this motherfucking monetization.
Hey, like you said, allegedly, people, allegedly. Yeah, man. Well, damn, yeah. It's crazy that it come to this. It has come to this, man. So this is why it's so important. But you mentioned generational wealth, right? And I can say this is where a key mistake is being made from a lot of the successful overnight millionaires and youngsters that is coming up in the game. They not passing no generational wealth, bro. Niggas is taking it to jail with them and it's gone.
Oh, they're taking it to the jewelry store in the car lot.
Yeah, that's why I said they taking it to jail with them now and it's gone. At the end of the day, the RICO Act is getting it all.
There's no reason why you got top millionaire celebrities getting sued by jewelry companies. Talking about they owe them $1 million in jewelry. Like, hold on. Like, ain't you a millionaire? Like, nigga, can you bought that? Or bitch, could you have bought that? So at the end of the day, Yeah, nigga, like, come on, man. These motherfuckers really just is using the game to do their thing. It's all a facade, my nigga. Some of these millionaires ain't millionaires. It look cute.
Yeah, it just look like it's a suit. What they may say
I
is
mean, they millionaires, but they ain't 100 millionaires. Let me get it there, or tens of millionaires. They probably got one or two. You feel me? And they working it. You know what I mean? But the ones who got the money, they taking these niggas down, bro. For real.
Unless you smart and you really under that radar, unless you smart and you really playing your shit the right way.
Unless you confide with what they do. Like the ones that survive, the ones that's afloat definitely is complying by the rules. That's why you get Oprah Winfrey. You know what I mean? She don't never have no hip hop niggas on her shows, never talk about no black issues like that. Just women issues, of course, but it's certain people that won't go there because they know better. You're in that bracket, you can't go there. She can't go and say, hey, fuck Trump. And Trump is her homeboy. She loves Trump.
Well,
so it's certain shit that these billionaires can't even go protest against. Jay-Z didn't help Kaepernick. That nigga teamed up with the NFL, said, man, Kaepernick, whatever he said about it, like, come on, Jay. Like, goddamn.
Well,
so like,
the one thing you got to understand, man.
Yeah, that's a whole different league. Different league.
And if some of these niggas step up and say something and get stripped of their money, they got to go back to fucking regular bitches.
That's why Jay said what he said, and that's why he had an entertainment at NFL. You know, so the ones who play the game is the ones that still win it. The ones who don't play the game is the niggas that's getting RICO. You know.
So yeah.
Period. Hey man, shit. We gotta do another one, or we could keep it going.
Well, you know what? Let's see if people want to come. Put the link up, and let's see if people want to come in and talk.
Let's get some people up in this motherfucker because I know y'all got some. We done covered a lot of shit tonight, man. And I thank y'all brothers for just busting this whole shit down for everybody, man. Because I wanted to know.
Because this is really a 4-hour, 5-hour live. If you want to do all the demographics about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, y'all busted down real quick. I gotta use the bathroom. I'm gonna tap out. Y'all talk y'all shit. I put the alley-oop out there. Anybody who want to tap in on the topics tonight, who want to talk to Nino Cappuccino, talk to Goose Gray, talk to the kid. I ain't got nothing to do with the topics. But if you want to talk to me about something I said, man, talk your shit, man. Hit the link, man. I'm gonna throw the link out one more time too, man. A double link. I got pissed like a motherfucker, boy. This activators activate. I'll be back, Jack. Y'all talk y'all shit, though. Good shit, y'all.
You know what? And another thing, Nino, for people who don't understand the severity of this gang shit, niggas take it for real. This shit is serious. So when I see a lot of these young dudes playing with it, I'm like, man, y'all don't need to play like that because y'all don't understand that niggas will take your head off. The niggas not playing.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know, like by what you see from the youngsters today, you see a lot of playing like I see.
Well, it's like I say, man, we in a whole different era of life, like just period. Like no matter how we speak on it, there's never no comparison because we can't compare the 70s and the 80s and the last of them 90s to this whole 20-year quarter of the millennium. There is no comparison. This whole structure of today was an integral plot. It was already set in place long before them youngers even came along. They didn't even know they was going to be a part of the integral plot. See, this is an integral plot, bro, for our kids to be this way, to be rebellious, be fucked up, terrorizing, all this shit, bro. This ain't the normal. I done said this over and over. We living in them times, bro, and that's just what it is. And to people really realize that, bro. Huh?
Not to cut you off, man. I read this shit when I was little, man, in the 80s, man, when I was in high school, junior high school, called the Willie Lynch letter. And this is when Fight the Power, everybody unified, African medallion. You got 5%ers, you got Muslims, you got Black Panthers. This is Black unity. I'm reading this letter like this shit could never happen. Fast forward to right now. We are living in fucking the Willie Lynch letter, my nigga. It's the young against the old. It's the old against the young. It's the women against the younger women. It's the mom against the daughter. It's the son against the father. It's the light against dark. Like the whole Willie Lynch shit is popping right the fuck now. If you man, can you agree with that, Nino? Because I know you read the Willie Lynch shit.
Yeah, too. I agree with it, but my hope, even through the Willie Lynch, not just through the Willie Lynch, that we're living in the passage of that, bro. We can take it as deep as to the biblical aspect of things, man. We're in them stages where all our grandmothers, our great grandmothers, our grandfathers, our aunties, our pawpaws, I've said this over and over, bro. We all as young as used to hear this. You know we living in the last days.
Yeah, we're in the days of revelation
because of this and that, and then they shoot that revelation out there to you. Man, just go read Revelations, and Revelations gonna give you
revelation.
Huh?
We're in the days of revelations.
So that's why I'm saying I'm in agreement with you with the Willie Lynch mob, but it coincides with Revelations, bro. This is where we at. You feel me?
Let's tap in. Let's tap in Raggedy Track House. Let's see what he got to say about it. You know what I mean? Raggedy, what's up with it?
What's up, homie? What's up with it? What's up with it? That's the big homie right there. Gooch.
Hey, where you get that name at, man?
Nigga, this me. This B-Rag, dog.
Oh, Rag, what's up, boy?
That's my nigga right there. That's my big homie. What's up, dog?
Hey,
yeah. Yeah, y'all got a real one in here, nigga.
I say, where did they get that name? Raggedy B-Rag. I say, that's
that's my nigga right there. Oh man, I just had to tap in, man. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
What we didn't talked about a lot of topics. What you want to tap in with?
Oh, I'm just letting y'all know, man. Y'all got a real one in here, man.
Yeah,
everything he telling y'all, man, everything he telling y'all, man, certified, man. I'm up under his generation, and you know, niggas don't understand when you gang bang, you inherit your big homie's beef. Yeah. If you ain't with that, you can't. Back when I got put on, niggas had to get recruited. You feel me? Yeah. Like nigga, you couldn't just be no bounty hunter.
That's right.
You feel me?
Step up to say that this is what it is.
And then once you get recruited, your recruitment, your probation period is about a year. You feel me? And then you got to get jiggy.
Hold on. After a nigga got jumped in, it took a year for a nigga after that to still get put on.
You're going to go do your thing before you get put on. It's going to take you a year of proving yourself before you get put on.
I get jumped in. You got to prove yourself now.
Yeah. Like, you can't be no mark. Like he said, you couldn't be no buster. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
And this was, nigga, this when we was young niggas. Like, nigga, we was fighting with grown men, 14 years old. We fighting with niggas that's 23 years old. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we getting it in. All because of niggas like that right there. Nigga don't turn down nothing.
Hey, don't tell him nothing, man.
Nigga don't turn down nothing. You see, I ain't even got on the collar on my shirt. Nigga, I don't turn down nothing.
Man, you been good, though? You been all right?
Oh, man. Man, I'm sucker ducking in a world full of lollipops, big homie.
Oh, that's what's up, then, man.
Hey, that's what we gonna do, man. I'm sucker ducking in a world full of lollipops. I'm taking that. Don't get mad at me when I take that, my nigga.
Don't put that in your repertoire, man.
That was so
in the repertoire, man. That's a little bit of the Ephesian order right there, man.
Nigga, oh my lord. No Frank Ocean, man. Jeez.
Yeah, Nino, me and Brad be on live every day. This is my dog, so it's all love. That you know.
That's what's up. We got anybody else coming up?
Let's see.
Yep.
Hey, Brad, you be safe, man. How you following my shit, young homie? You following my shit?
You know I am, dog.
Okay.
Hey, we got.
I'm in your DM.
Mac, what's happening with it? You to turn yourself a quick, Mac?
Mac Mean.
You can hear me?
Mac Mean, what's up with it, my nigga?
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh yeah, you know what I wanted to ask the OG. I wanted to ask you, Cappuccino, because I'm from New York. Salute, dude. Salute to Yuck. Salute, bro. That's pulled up.
Bro.
What up, man?
What's popping, son? What's popping?
You know what? Usually Yuck do that to me. You know what I'm saying? Yo, son. Hey, yo. So peep gang. You know what I wanted to know? I wanted to know. Hold up, let me go on. Turn that down for me, please. Turned down. Right. I wanted to know from me being a New York nigga, right? And the first thing that we seen back in the days was colors, right?
Right.
Now, and we looked at a lot of that shit just to be 100% true. That's just how LA was, and that's how we grew up with that perception in New York, right? So you being who you are, right? What's your perception or what's your opinion on like a lot of movies that detailed like gang culture in LA? You know what I mean? Like Colors, you know what I'm saying? South Central and shit. What's your take on it?
So
Well,
you basically asking what movie betrayed it the best?
Yeah, what movie? That might be more specific. What movie portrayed it the best, and what movies like you think portrayed it the worst?
well, basically, I'm a title it in this aspect. We're gonna say which movie actually told the story is best, as close
Okay.
as possible. And that movie would be Colors.
I
Colors
would say
was
Minutes.
Colors
Me
was
too.
no, follow me. Colors was the door opener to the outside world of Los Angeles, in which we were already experiencing and going through. So Colors were able to depict and tell that story. Dennis Hopper, which was the director at that time, Sean Penn, and a couple other actors who played in Colors, they were able to take that movie and then taking Don Cheadle coming out of Missouri, not even being a gang member, and going into character, they was able to take that movie and make that movie believable to where it actually depict our storyline in South Central and Watts of Los Angeles, because that's where the film was shot. It was shot in Watts. It was shot dead banging Watts, through the alleys of Watts, the housing projects of Watts.
And on the block.
You feel me? And on the blocks, all through
Yep.
Watts, our hood, the Jordan down, all over in Watts, and just different parts, little pieces of South Central, but primarily in Watts. The chases, the funeral homes, everything. So my pick would be Colors. After Colors coming along, then the next actual film that would depict the gang theory and the storyline of gangs and the rules, the politics of it. Like, okay, nigga, you got caught in the wrong place, the wrong time. Like I got on burgundy, right? But white and burgundy stripes, but still, this is blood color. Today, it's power rules, but it's blood color. It's any blood. No matter what hood you from as a blood, you had this on, you consider it as a blood. So Minister Society told that story. Colors showed us, okay, the colors is red and blue. All right, if you got this wrong color on, okay, that's what that means. It's detrimental. But now Minister Society showed the actual rules. It showed the actual vindictiveness. Oh shit. Okay, this is how this shit go. You hit them, you got to go hit them back. Niggas put that work in, you got to go put that work in right now.
They got personal.
Like when my boy got hit and he got shot and they pulled him out the car for getting carjacked and they took him to the hospital, what them niggas do? Them niggas went straight and put that work in. Yeah. And nigga told him, nigga, you ready for this shit, nigga? I said, you niggas acting like punks, nigga. You niggas ready for this shit or what, nigga? Yeah. Niggas hyping niggas up, go put that work in. This nigga was serious. So that depict and showed the realization of how the streets of Los Angeles were portrayed back then. Just like when Denzel.
So what movie do you think is the most far-fetched though?
South Central.
South Central and
no, South Central, I would give it its credit, but I wouldn't say it was far-fetched. It just didn't depict, and it just didn't depict and tell that LA story. It talked about basically the characteristics, and the real main characteristics was here's a man who went to prison and now he's undecisive to come home and do right by his son, or do he cling to his gang, which was OG Bobby Johnson. So that's what South Central really depict. It was about the storyline about a man who was involved into a gang, and now he got to make choices because he got a son. Or do you let your son get involved in the very same gang that you come from? So that happened. So now you got to save your son. So what do you do as a father? Do you go to the limits to save your son, or do you come home, you cling to that gang, and you fall in suit, and now you in there and your son in the gang, he falling right up under you. So instead, it showed he had a whole different characteristics when he paroled, because the Muslim brother got a hold to him in prison, and he changed his dynamics.
Yeah.
So my best two picks, like I said, Menace to Society and Colors.
Let me ask you this last thing, right? Do you feel like okay, I was listening to what you said about how they was experimenting, and then you know what I'm saying, like with your case and stuff like that back then. But I also was tying that in with what Yuck said about how the RICO was like originally for, you know what I'm saying, like mafia type shit, right? How do you stand, like, 20 years probably later, you know what I'm saying, knowing that back then they was trying to experiment and use your, you know what I mean, like basically like introduce us into the RICO Act, right? How do you feel like now that they just like successful with it?
Shit. Basically, we as blacks, as a black culture, bro, we the fools, we the dum-dums when it comes to that aspect, because we're allowing them to be able to do it to us. They're giving us the mental tools, bro. We taking the physical tools and we doing it to ourselves. When we can reverse that shit. We don't even got to fuck with the physical tools. We can give it mentally back to them by building. And that's what we're not doing. We're not built. See, we in a nation no more, homie. See, we're in a nation. This separation fucked us all up as a culture. So we're not a nation. So we become a nation again. We're never built that way. We'll never be functional. Why you think the Mexicans are structured the way they structured? Because they became a nation, bro. They ain't just no fucking culture. They're a fucking nation now. And niggas need to recognize that. See, it's a thing right now that's going on in LA where the Spanish are speaking up to the terms where we run LA or we run South Central. And now dudes in the streets gonna take that out of context, because the first thing they gonna think from the mentality of blood or cuz them niggas don't run shit over here, nigga, my hood. That ain't what they talking about. They mean from an organization structure. They mean from protocol. They mean that they make money. And for that money, it's infiltrated into generational wealth for their culture. And that's what they're doing. That's why they building shit and they own shit and they every fucking where, bro. And we doing the opposite when we supposed to be doing the same goddamn thing. A nation, bro.
That's why they say they run their life.
Hold on, go ahead, y'all.
Look, I'm a witness to that, my brother. Mexican family just moved. They bought a house for, I think it was 800 something across the street from my shit. 850,000. The mortgage is 4,500. It's 7 of them in that motherfucker with the child. They got all luxury cars in front of them. They got Teslas, they got Benzes, everything. You know why? Because they all work and they splitting the fucking bills, man.
Yeah, you got a plan.
7 of them in there. You got 6 of them in there. And it's a it's a 3-bedroom. They have 6 motherfuckers in a 3-bedroom with a child, nigga, and they splitting the bill and they paying for that house, nigga, and that's how you supposed to do it.
Yeah, right. Another thing the Mexican community has that we don't have is women that cooperate.
Man, they cooperate. Like the mother is taking care of the kid while everybody works. You know
they understand structure. Mexican women don't try to compete against Mexican men.
And they all in foreigns, nigga. They got number foreign shit parked, like 6 fucking foreigns. They taking up my parking space. Like literally, they got foreigns.
Okay, then watch this. But watch this though.
Mexicans.
Watch this though, yeah. Let's take it back then. Let's reverse it. It was a time when the drug trade came about, which was a fucked up opportunity they threw to us in the first place, but we still took it and ran with it, right? What did we do with it? We still took that and we misled that shit and we fucked over that instead of growing off that and blossoming off that. We didn't even blossom off the drug trade. We went into war because the structure of the Crips and Bloods that was already pocketed in place. Most gangs utilize the drug money just to be able to furnish the wars. So there was never no generational wealth built from that shit. It was everything was and destructive from the beginning. So we never really took advantages of the opportunities that was given to us, bro. In the first place.
I'm gonna disagree on that one. and I rock with you the long way. No Frank Ocean, but I'm gonna disagree with that because
it's your option. Sure.
Look, I come from a neighborhood that put Hammer on. I come from a neighborhood that put Gary Payton on. You know, these niggas keep them away from the drug dealing and shit. These are talented motherfuckers. Help niggas. You know what I mean? Like you got hoods that help nigga like fucking what's my nigga from Detroit? The Detroit Pistons. It's my nigga name that's on the film. Somebody help me with it. The nigga that with the afro. What's his name?
Wallace?
Rasheed Wallace?
The nigga with the afro. He on ESPN and shit right now. He do the commentary and shit. But he from Detroit. Anyway.
Jalen Rose?
Jalen Rose.
Jalen Rose.
No, not Rose, man. The fucking anyway, man. This nigga said dope dealers kept him out the way, you know, and helped him with his shit. So
that's Jalen Rose.
Yeah, Jalen Rose. Yeah, Jalen Rose. So it's a lot of athletes, you know what I mean? A lot of entertainers, a lot of boxers, a lot of, you know what I mean, people that the drug dealers kept out the way and put bags behind these niggas. You know what I mean? So my neighborhood, the OGs, the niggas with the money looked out for the niggas with the talent, more of the story. And that look at the niggas with the talent right now. You know what I mean? That put on for everybody. You know what I mean? I want to say Hammer was the first nigga that had goons in LA. You know what I mean? He wasn't a crip. But when it came to them politics, nigga Hammer had niggas folded up in LA about his politics. You know what I mean? And he was weighing open.
But you speaking from an era where you come from, and I'm speaking from an era where I come from. What I'm telling you is I'm saying as a whole overall, when the money flourished as a whole, again, I'm speaking.
They're not doing it now. You're saying that they're not doing it now. Back when we was raised up, me and you.
Yeah, of course, nigga, because look, first of all, real dudes knew certain cats who hit the block. Hey, son, you ain't cut for this, man. Go home. Go to school. Get up out of here. Because they seen something in you. Or, nigga, they seen you with your basketball every day. So a homie gonna tell you, nigga, you play that ball, my nigga, go to school. So, yeah, we did that shit. We even did that. Nigga, I did that to a lot of my young homies coming up under me, man. Certain niggas, it wasn't cut for you, bro. Man, go do this, my nigga, because I see something else in you. So I influenced my young niggas to take another different direction. I'm talking about as a culture and as a whole, as of us now, when you spoke about the millionaires, I was speaking about how the comparison to us and the Hispanic culture on how they have built themselves into a nation, and we're not a nation.
Get back in the chat, you heard?
You know what I'm saying? We're not a nation because we're not taking the money, and we're not taking the money. We're not coming together. There's no unification to where we can build
no land.
You know what I'm saying? We can't build no wealth because we're not even together first and foremost. So how the hell we gonna build some wealth? So this is what I'm speaking on. Our mistakes. I'm talking about our mistakes from when the opportunities even given to us. We have done nothing with it. When the drug trade came and it made millionaire niggas out of drug dealer niggas didn't come together and congregate and build a 500 Fortune company or be millionaire niggas right now today. That's what I'm talking about.
Niggas that play Monopoly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we made mistakes as a culture to where we didn't build as a nation, bro. And that's what
my thing is. I don't even want to blame it just on the drug dealers. I want to blame it on the game, the OGs. The game wasn't passed like a baton. Like I'm talking about generational wealth. The game is generational wealth.
I would agree with that.
It's somewhere in the motherfucking matrix between 95 and motherfucking 2000, the game got lost. And it just went, no, I want to say from 95 to 2005. That 10 years, these kids was renegades. They had no guidance. All the OGs was locked up. The ones that gave you your game, the one that gave me my game, they all locked up. Me and you, and all the other people that they took care of, they became entertainers, basketball players, rappers and shit. We ain't in the hood no more to pass the game. So I think that happened. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't continued. The ones who got it, you know what I mean? Them niggas is locked up or whatever, and they still go by the code, but they locked up too because they went by the code too savagely. You know what I mean? They locked up doing triple life and double life and shit because they by the code. You know what I mean? But the code is gone because the code got locked up. My opinion.
Yeah, no.
What you got to say about that?
Listen,
and
man,
then we got my nigga Chima in the building too. Chima, what's happening with you?
There's definitely not no code anymore, homie. There ain't no code, no protocol, no structure, no none of that, man.
And when did it get lost? When did it get lost? Do you think when everybody got locked up? Like, when did this shit get lost? That's my question.
Well, I mean, coming into this millennium area, bro, it was already, again, this was an integral plot that was already in play. So when we forced Los Angeles in my community in Watts, we took a break. We took a 12-year break. So we took a hiatus for a whole decade when it came down to the gang thing because we went into a peace treaty structure. So we had peace in Watts. So anything outside of Watts, we banged against niggas from outside of that structure. So if you had enemies that was from outside of Watts, that was the only gang banging aspect that was going on in Watts at that time. So we had took a break from the city itself as far as even participating in that type of structure because we had brought our structure together as far as bringing peace in our own community, which merged throughout the whole entire city and the whole country to other states. It just didn't last for 12 years like we did. You feel me? So, I mean, it's like, bro, we could sit here all night and try to narrow down what actual reason or what actual caused this or why this and why that. Again, I think I speak in volumes as to what I say when I say the breakdown has come about. Like, and I'm in agreement with you, Yuck, when it comes down to the game itself, and within that game, OGs, leaders, people who have structure, who they put in prison or died, dead, deceased, and gone. And so the time has changed on us. And by the time it's changed, there is no more rules in place. There is no more structure. There is no more protocol. And with that, we just got a wild culture that's not a nation no more, bro. We're not a fucking nation, my nigga. It's simple. We're not moving together. We're not moving in unison. We're not moving like it's 6 of us on this stage right now, on this platform, right? Let's just say it's all 6 $20 million millionaires right here. And we all moving together in structure. We ain't doing that shit. It'd be different if it was like that. And state to state. You feel me?
When we tried, allegedly, we get eliminated. You know, rest in peace, Michael Jackson. Rest in peace, Prince. When we try, we get eliminated, bro. When we go against the game, when we figure this shit out and use their game against them, when we own all the publishing, when we own the record labels and shit, when we own all our masters and shit, it get tricky after that. You know what I mean? So we try, my nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Times Floyd and all types of niggas that got together and try to buy a motherfucking NBA team and they don't let them buy it. But the next nigga that the highest tech nigga from Silicon Valley could buy teams left and right.
But that's one individual still without a nation.
Hold on, remember you was talking about this shit earlier when they just had y'all in one area. It's called redlining. They redlining in the motherfucking industry too, bro. Where they're not letting you do certain shit, bro. I'm telling you, if they could do it, they would have. Floyd and them got all types of investments, man.
So what's okay then? You're right. I'm gonna just say that. Fuck it, you're right. So what's stopping us then, y'all? What the fuck is stopping us from coming together?
Damn, nigga, if they redlining us, we can't do it.
Who say we can't? We the ones said we can't, because it ain't no unity, bro.
Look, that's why people going to Africa and you know what I mean, everywhere overseas and doing shit, because when you do something in America, nigga, it's ridiculed. Period. Especially you trying to buy a team. It's ridiculed. Period. Luckily, Jordan got his team. Luckily, Bob Johnson got his team. But that's the nigga that's in bed with him. He gave BET to fucking Viacom. You got to be in bed. You got to play the game with him. He gave up something to get something.
Well, I mean, that's in any part of the game. You know that. You know, and I know that. But again, I'm talking about as far as a whole, man. We're not making the money as a whole because of the separation within us, our mentalities, the way we think.
And we hella jealous of each other. Let's address the elephant in the room. We too jealous of each other. Like a motherfucking from any race could like step on your shoe, you'll be like, oh man, you know, no problem. Let a black nigga step on your shoe. Oh nigga, what hood you from? Where you from, nigga? I'm gonna beat your ass. It's that. Like we got this gorilla mentality against each other, like for real. The female,
no, real
like,
talk.
they'll let a white nigga say, or any other race say corny ass comments. Hey, you're sexy, baby. Bouncing like it's hot. Drop it. Ah, you crazy. Let a nigga say that. Drop it like it's hot. Bitch, nigga, fake ass nigga. I'm gonna get my brother. Like it's a whole different energy with us.
Right.
Across the board. So we gotta deal with us first. We gotta learn to love us because everybody wanna be us. But us, it's like every race want to be us. They all want to rap. They all want to dance. They all want to graffiti. They all want to scratch and be a DJ. They all want to sing. They all want to do all the shit we do. They all want to wear the clothes we wear. They all want to wear the jewelry and shit we wear. But us, that's what we fucking up at. And we let everybody take over our shit, man. But us. Period. Because we don't love us. We hate us. We can't stand to see a next nigga in a better car than we got. Me, I see a nigga in a better car than I got. It's motivation. They're like, oh, I gotta level up. I gotta make some more money. Salute to that nigga. Whoa, that car dope as fuck. But not that average motherfucker. Them, oh, fuck that nigga. I'm gonna rob that nigga. Fuck that bitch ass nigga, man. So we gotta correct ourselves. A female, they ain't gonna salute a bitch that hopped out the car with Gucci Man or hopped out the car with a top rapper, Kendrick Lamar. Fuck that bitch. I'm better than that bitch. I should be with Kendrick. Like, bitch, like, salute her. Like, what the fuck? She in position. This bitch holding this man down. You need to take advantage. Like, I need to level up. I need to be like her. I need to give a nigga a whoop. Whatever she did, I need to do that. What dress this bitch got on? What purse she got? Okay, I'm a what? Like, you gotta take notes instead of hating. Get motivated. Right. But everybody is hating. Everybody can't stand a nigga getting in position before they get in position. It's crabs in a fucking bucket. So if it's that, how the fuck you gonna do what you saying, Nino? It sounds cute. It's like the preacher at the motherfucking church talking about, hey, we all need to be saved. And we in a motherfucking land full of demons, man. Satan and his angels got sent to earth. This nigga home. We are on motherfucking hell, dwelling in his dwellings. Right.
But hey, like you said,
so it's hard to be.
You said the same shit that I'm saying all together, bro. Again, like you just said, how are we supposed to do anything when we're against one another? First and foremost, ain't nothing gonna get done. That's first of all, because there's no unity amongst us. We can't even communicate. Like you just said, you got on a nice outfit, and you know instead of bro. Hey, bro, you rocking that shit, boy. You looking right. No, nigga, oh, that punk ass nigga think he hard. He think matter of fact, I'm gonna rob that nigga. Just like you said. Jealous, envy.
I take that nigga shoe.
Yeah, you know.
But look, we got a couple more people in the building, man. We got Chima in the building. He been waiting patiently, man. Chima, what you been talking about, my nigga? And we got Reese in the building. I'm gonna get you in the building too, sis.
I'm gonna take a couple more. If they tapping in and holler at me, I'm gonna take a couple more questions before I log out.
That's it. We got these two. We got these last two, and we out.
Yeah. What it is, yo? What it is, Goop?
What up, man?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, first I'll speak on the Hispanic point. I think what they mean when they saying they taking over is because they got the fucking numbers now, and they trying to push that same demonstration that's been happening in Cali to other places. You know, with these sanctuary cities and shit like that. So once you get the numbers, they know they're going to get the political power. Now we can put our people in there.
That's right.
You hear what I'm saying? We can take over these neighborhoods that once used to be yours. We the majority now. I mean, we live in America, man. You know, majority rules. So, you know, the other point, I definitely agree with Nino, what he was saying. Nino was speaking in general. In general, we as a people, you know, is not going to get ahead because of certain mentalities. And I think that go back to that were good people, yuck, like you said in your neighborhood that, you know, tried to, you know, do the right thing. But to be honest, I think where it went wrong, they gave us crack. We started making money. But the thing is, bro, we didn't have the knowledge. Like, I'm sure like the shit that Nino's saying now, he didn't know a lot of this shit back then. We was focused
They
on the
gave
niggas
us back and we
down the
started
block.
making money, but we started forgetting about the people that was dying behind it.
Yeah. But we was
So,
focused on the people
so,
down the block instead of the real enemy. These
so
motherfuckers got
while
hooked
you a D-boy and you out serving, okay, you making your bread, okay, good for you. Like you made a way where it was not typically a way. However, it was people losing their life behind this. And then you think about the person that you serving, you not thinking about this motherfucker is buying drugs but not feeding their kid. So this kid is starving.
Let me defend myself, man. My neighborhood, the kingpin, when we couldn't pay our bills, nigga, he paid our bills. When the kids couldn't buy their shoes, they bought the shoes. So they were
That
superheroes.
was part of the
Hold
code.
on.
That was part of the code.
They was the
However,
first. Look. Pop Warner football costs money. Nigga, they paying for shoulder pads. They paying all that. Nigga couldn't afford that on welfare. The kingpin's paying for that, my nigga. When a dope fiend couldn't afford their rent, the kingpin paying for that, my nigga. Period. So my neighborhood was different, my nigga. I don't know what y'all talking about, but niggas looked out for
Yeah. But you
looked
talking
out
about
for
one
the kids.
neighborhood, man. We talking about like the home.
just
We
like
talking
James
about the
was
home
saying,
though. It's neighborhoods.
Period. Nigga, that's how it was going around the whole Oakland, nigga, not just my neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean
Hey,
it wasn't
check
going
this
down
out.
like that in every city,
Yeah.
man. Maybe certain neighborhoods
Hey,
though.
hey,
Nigga,
Cino.
my
But
neighborhood,
I
nigga,
think
the
the point is
kingpin.
though, let me say
Nigga.
this though. I think the point is though, like
Hey, Cino. Hey, let me speak right quick, bro, please, man.
go ahead, man.
Hey, listen, bro. I don't want to, I don't want to be rude, and I don't want to come off disrespectful to anybody, man. But what I refuse to do is, I don't do this. First of all, I don't do that clubhouse shit at all. Period. Right? And I notice it's 6 of us on the panel now. So in order for us to be able to get our points across when one another's talking, we got to get a respect to let that person finish talking. The brother Cino was really making a good vital point what he was saying before the sister jumped in and she was talking about the dope thing. It's like we getting off a course on what we actually really talk about. We can't point no fingers, no blame, man, on how this shit went wrong. Period. Let's just say that for all of us, so it'll be safe for all of us. We can't point no finger and blame. What I said was, when I used the version of drug dealers, again, if everybody hear what I'm saying, I said where we fucked up at, we as a nation, as blacks, when the opportunity was given to us, which they were fucked up opportunities to begin with, because now we taking drugs and we selling them to our own kind to get rich. Even by doing that, we didn't even prosper off of it as a nation because we didn't build from that shit. We didn't come together. We didn't build unity. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said, bro, and that's what I'm speaking on. So I'm not trying to narrow it down to pointing the finger at one particular person or this hood or these drug dealers did that. That's not what this is about, bro. So I just want to say that, man, jump in and iterate to say that because I didn't want the panel to get all out of control with all of us trying to talk at once, bro, because we all grown adults, you feel me? And we should better speak on a professional level, man. But I'm done, man. That's all I want to say, man, out of that. If the sister want to go ahead and speak, bro, we can go on and hear her out and see what she was saying before I log out, man. Go ahead, mama, speak. I can't see your name up here.
Nino got fed up with the bullshit. This is not Clubhouse, man.
Yeah, because I couldn't hear shit, bro. Miss Renee, is that Renee or Reese?
Nah, Reese.
Reese. Go ahead, Reese. You was talking. I guess Cino logged off.
Reese?
Her screen frozen? Looked like her screen froze.
Reese, you got to log back in.
Well, let's deactivate.
No, let's let her log back in and let her say her 1, 2. Then we out. But you're right, Nino. We ain't unified. You know what I mean? We ain't, you know what I mean, doing what we need to do to help the whole black community, man. I want to do a big rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, man, because what he was doing for the community, you know, as far as the coding, you know what I mean, the whole vector, what was called vector something, vector, somebody help me. But what he was doing with the kids, you know what I mean, vector 90, I think, with the kids and whatnot, with the real estate and whatnot, that was motivation, man. It was like, yo, take your money, invest in some real estate, invest in some commercial property, you know, he was preaching some real shit and he was living it and doing it, man. So I think we need more of that. You know what I mean? More
right,
Nipsey, more people that's really out here doing it, because it take a leader. Like, you gotta follow your own words. I could say this shit all day, but I ain't really living.
all right.
You know what I mean? I ain't living that like that.
I want to use this as a prime example. Yup. I take my own hood and take some of my own homies. I'm gonna use this as a prime example. Let's say like I'm in trouble or some shit going down, bro. I know for a fact I can go get 10, 15, 20, whatever I need as the support mechanism for as my homies to go do wrong. But to get 10 or 15 niggas to come together to do right, and we take our money and we build, that's gonna be some hard shit to do, bro. And that's how warped our minds is, and we shouldn't be that way at this time of era. We should be sharp enough, smart enough now where we know, okay, nigga, strength in numbers is us coming together. If I got 5,000, you got 4, you got 3, that's a kitty. It don't matter he got the 3 and I got 5 and he got 4. We coming together at the end of the day. So we building a kitty, and that kitty gonna get us that 20 we got now all together. Now we gonna get 40. See, we ain't thinking like that, bro. So we can't produce. And we can't produce if there's no unity. If we're not coming together, there's no unity. So these things is what's tarnishing and it's what's hurting the black communities all over the globe, bro. Period. This is what's fucking us up as a culture. And again, it falls back to me saying the reason being why we not moving as a nation, bro. We ain't no nation, man. And that's what we supposed to be. That's what we started out as and existing as life. A nation, bro. We were a fucking black nation, man. And we're not that, bro. So no matter all the answers in the world we can come up with, until we come back to those remedies of unification, being together, unity. See what I'm saying? I live in the real world.
Hate on each other.
Yeah, I live in the real world. I live in reality. I don't pay rent. I pay mortgages. So I know ain't none of my homies gonna save my life and pay my mortgages or pay my bills, raise my kids. So I live in the real world. So it's like, bro, I look at the facts. Unless I know I can call 5 individuals and I get these 5 individuals to invest and I can change my homeboy's life, bro, to a whole different level, it would be done. Cats are scared to come out of the box and take a chance in life in a lot of areas. So niggas won't move. That's why they stuck. Then you got dudes who end up growing and say, man, you know what? Enough is this. Let me take my chance to do something else. And they end up, when they do something else, they realize, oh, damn, I should have been doing this all along. And they grow. So you got those who grow, and then you got those who's just there, man. They stuck by choice. They just choose to be there. Bottom line.
You're right.
Never lie.
You're right. Reese, back in. Reese, talk your shit right quick.
So please, thank you very much for letting me back on. What's up to everybody? Greetings, everybody. No disrespect to nobody, but when I hear something that I'm passionate about, I have to just chime in. I don't mean no disrespect. And I do agree that we do need to collectivize. That's what we've been saying on here. Collectivize, baby.
I was going to say it, but you beat me to it. We got collectivized, really.
We have to put ourselves together because it's so easy for us. It has been so easy for us to dismiss each other. So let me just speak from my perspective, So I have been part of the quote unquote Hotep community where the mission is supposed to be to connect us back to our roots so that we can connect back to our power. But there's so many different facets of where we're falling apart at because we're so broken as people, as individuals, as people who weren't loved, people who are mama sick, people who are daddy sick, people who have missed the things that were initially important in their development. So the things that are missing are and as far as our development are things that are missing now in our community, because there's not enough people saying these are the things that we need to do, because nobody really recognizes that this is missing, because it's been missing for so long, for at least 2 generations. And
Right.
that is by design. We love each other to a certain extent. We love each other, but it's hard for some people to see the other person do well. And that's, again, I heard you guys speak on it, and I have to agree that if we can let this hatred for ourselves go, then we can move forward. We can mobilize and move forward. But there's so much inward help, because shit, it's so easy for you to kill a black man because you hate the black man that's looking at you in the mirror. So when you look at that man or you look at that woman, you need to say, you are important. You matter. And when you're saying that you matter, you're saying it that to you in the mirror. So when you get in front of these other people that look like you'll recognize them and know that they matter too. Their opinions matter, their past matter, their current matter, their future matters, and start to move in a way that we are healing and moving forward. But the thing about it is, we are so crippled in our development that it's hard to move forward. Have you ever seen somebody who has a broken leg and then they start trying to walk again? They walk with a little bit of a limp. So with us, we walking with a limp, with our arm held up to us. It's so many different things that
It's hard to get to the top of the mountain with ankle weights and back weights.
Period. Look, period.
And the back weights and the ankle weights is the hate.
Period.
Everybody hates somebody get it to the top of the fucking mountain, because the whole shit is that in life, not just black, white, in everybody, we all living life trying to be somebody. Period. We want to leave our legacy, whether it's family, whether it's industry, industrial, whether it's commercial, whether it's industry, whether it's sports, whether it's entertainment, whatever. We want to leave our mark on society, on life. Period. So that's what it's all about. And people be in that competitive spirit. You know what I mean? It's like sports. I think black people are the most competitive against each other. You know what I mean? Like athletic shit. Like we all NBA players and shit. Like we compete for the most points in the game and shit with the average black person every motherfucking day. Period.
Right.
We compete against each other. That's it. We hate to see a motherfucker score more points than us. That's the elephant in the room. Period. Once we get past that and team, we all win. That's why, I do the regime. I do shit like these podcasts and shit, man. We all gonna win, man. I could do this shit by myself.
Peace to you for that. Blessings to you for that. Because the thing about it is, you are me and I am you.
Right. Teamwork make the dream work.
Listen to me.
Teamwork make the motherfucking dream work. So I'm always a team player. And we done had my nigga Nino Cappuccino up here 1,000 years, bro. Man, I appreciate you. We definitely need a part 2, man. You gave us a great history, bro. You know what I mean? You lace niggas boots tonight, females, high heels, whatever. Everybody got a history lesson from
Perfect. And peace to you. And thank you so much for that.
Yeah. I mean, I think Nino hit it like right on the head, man. It's about like unity and also information. We all had a lot of OGs, but they didn't have access to a lot of the information that we got now. So a lot of them probably died young. So now I think the only remedy is like we got to teach like the youngsters. Like that's your brother. Don't kill him. It's a bigger plan. We got to disseminate some of this information, because when you in the hood, man, you can't really see past your fucking area,
your
block.
Fucking
like
20-mile radius.
And when you young, you like
radius.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
It's there. And then when you young, you immature, like you easily impressionable. You don't really know shit. Like the shit that Nino saying, we didn't know that shit back then, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like these people got think tanks and shit. Like like Nino said, already planning shit 20, 30 years. And the reason why
Sure.
they win is not because they're physically superior to us, it's because they're organized and they're
That's
thinkers.
right.
So we gotta, with the warrior mentality we come up with in the hood, we also gotta put some intelligence in the youth. Keep the warrior shit, but now you gotta, we gotta add some intelligence and teach brothers, how to think and give them information, man, while they're young. And see, you teach your kids not to kill mine. I teach my kids not to kill yours, and let them know who the real enemy is. I think that's the key, man. With a lot of the older ones, like, and we gotta set a better example. If we
That
talking,
is true.
I'm talking about he's supposed to be my partner, and he leave my house, but I'm talking behind his back. The kid looking at you like, man, this nigga full of shit. That's how they gonna look at us.
You are right. You are absolutely,
And it,
truthfully
and,
right.
and, and it starts in the household. If the mama a thought, the kid gonna be a thought. The daughter gonna be a thought. If the father a gangster, the kid gonna be a gangster. So it's starting the house. Like, you don't want your kids to grow up like you, my nigga. First of all, period. And I tell my son, he in LA, and he been trying to, claim a BSc. I'm like, nigga, you a square ass nigga, bro. You weren't raised in none of the politics, my nigga. You got money, bro. You better play your game like I play. Be a neutral nigga that's cool with everybody, bro. Period.
Period.
What the fuck are you trying
Period.
to do, nigga? You are a whole nigga. You was born in Woodland Hills, my nigga. What are you talking about?
The same shit that I had to prove, you don't have that same shit to prove. My struggle is not your struggle. And the thing about it is we've done everything to make sure that the kids that we have are not dealing with that same struggle. But the flip side of that is because they don't know the struggle, they are just guessing or trying
No,
to
no,
put
no, no, no,
things
no. They
together.
influence. They influence. I'm telling you,
Okay.
man. Like, we came from an era, Nino, we came from an era where we was influenced by big OGs and drug dealers. Like, it was either
Sure.
the illest nigga in the neighborhood that was knocking shit down, or the illest drug dealer. We was influenced by that. Nowadays, they're influenced by the rapper. The rapper is doing drugs. The rapper is emo. He want to kill himself. This is the whole mission, right? Like, this is the whole. And then on the lady side of the game, they all twerking and showing their ass and titties. So this is what the girls and young girls is growing up to. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's programmed, my nigga. Like, if the labels is pushing this shit, how could we ever unify and bring some type of unity when the shit that they promoting and everybody is tuned into is separating us and putting us in danger?
Shit. Tap out of what that industry shit is, because what our messages were via rap, via songs, was to empower each other and to let each other know what is going on over here. So what ended up happening is it was used against us. So now we just have to take control of it again. We have to, because it wasn't supposed to be the way that it is. We were supposed to stay in control of it. So now we have to take control of it again. We have to take control of our children again and start instilling those things that they need: honor, respect, loyalty. Those things need to be instilled into our children. And what are you being loyal to, and who are you being loyal to, and who are you respecting? So those things, it comes back to us. It comes back to us. So if you're looking for a change, you have to look at the man in the mirror. R.I.P. Michael Jackson.
Hey, perfect land, man. Nino, what you guys say about that before you get up out of here?
I think
Is
he
you
muted.
wrong? I think he muted. Hold on, Nino. I don't know how you got muted. Nah, I didn't fucking Nino. Talk your shit. You was muted, bro. Talk
Oh,
your
no
shit.
wonder nobody couldn't hear me. I done muted my damn self.
Yeah,
Hey,
talk your shit, bro.
Hey, Rag, when we get off, Rag, don't forget to hit my DM. Leave that number, young homie.
For sure, dog. I got you.
Hey, I want to say this, man. I want to leave y'all with this, bro. I want you to say this, man. First and foremost, imagine this. Everything that we're talking about, these kids in this era, this millennium, do y'all realize these kids are the kids of our homeboys, homegirls that we grew up with? These are the kids who having kids now. So we got babies trying to raise babies. It's been a breakdown of generational gap, man. Follow me here. The teaching has been broken down within our structure. So this is why these kids are not learning. We grew up with parents. We grew up with big mamas, big papas, grandfathers, uncles, aunties. So it was a different structure, bro, a different teaching. So now imagine this. Imagine all the daddies to some of these sons is in the streets right now. You know what they daddies would be doing if they was out here parole and out the system? They'll be putting their boot in them niggas' asses. You feel me? They'll be putting their boot in their sons' asses because they don't want their son to take the routes they took. It's a gang of fathers in the system like that right now. So just imagine all the brothers is paroling who they did 20, 30 years, 40 years of their life that these white folks just slammed them down, took them from their families, but they coming out here with this. They don't got nothing else left, but they got the power of this. Now they can't even take this power and utilize it to our people to build a nation because we so dysfunctional and fucked up that there's no unity of communication. So imagine that shit, bro. You coming out the pen on some self-righteous shit, and it's 5 of y'all feeling that we finna come save the world. And it's impossible because the world is based on money now, materialistic. Any nigga can be bought. The very nigga that you get 30 years with in your life that was your road dog will knock your head off now for a funky $10,000 bag or something, man. So you got to understand the mentalities that we in, bro. And the leadership ain't the leadership it used to be, period. So when we talk about what do we do and what type of answers, the solution, bro, again, the change has to come within as the people, as us, as a whole. If we don't come together with unity, ain't none of this shit gonna never happen in any form. I don't give a fuck. We can speak here from 10 buck too. Until we bring unity amongst one another again to get on the path of understanding, yeah, man, we a nation. We ain't no goddamn black. I ain't black. I ain't no black this. Why should we be separated and called a category when we're a nation?
A color.
We
call it a fucking color.
Bro. Ain't no more answers, man. Hey, man, look, I appreciate being on the show with you, Yuck. We definitely gonna do this. You know,
well said, man. Well said.
I'm hitting up on the weekend, Yuck, but I gotta have you over there on RE this week, man, with me and Spliff, man. You know, I gotta have you on RE,
I want to, man. Catch me on Split TV, man. You know what I mean? With Nino Cappuccino. What we doing on Monday?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Monday, man. And thanks for tapping in. And then we're going to do the real interview on Nino Cappuccino as far as his history on Smoke A Lot Radio. We're going to really sit down with my brother, man, my big brother, you know what I mean, from another mother.
Sir. Yes,
you
sir,
know what I mean?
Man.
Period, bro. No,
hey, I appreciate everybody that came on the panel too, man. Everybody that tapped in with me. All your questions, man. Hey, you know, let me say this.
Yeah, give them before you tap out. Give them your hookups and shit where they can link up.
All right,
your IGs and shit, your YouTube, all that.
I want to say this, man, that I really enjoy being here on this panel. This is my second time my third time doing a panel like this. I did one with Sound Minds in the beginning, a couple of years back, but this is my third time actually doing a panel like this. And I enjoyed it, bro, because it was respect. And I'm glad I was able to step in and, and say what I need to say, and everybody respected it, bro. And, we deal with it like real adults. This is what I'm talking about, how we got to come back to the form of communication. You know what I'm saying? So, man, yeah, I would love to come in, man. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring Uncle Spliff with me, man, next time, and bring Uncle Spliff in so Uncle Spliff can talk that shit, man, and talk that talk, man. We just enjoy one another and do what we doing, man. You feel me?
Hey,
exchange knowledge. You feel me?
Shout out to Spliff. He is at the Tupac Hollywood. I watched our channel. He was there with the cameras and interviewing everybody, man. So shout out to Spliff TV, man. Yeah. He was right there on the Walk of Fame for Tupac. You know what I mean? Star celebration, man. So shout out to Spliff TV and Spliff. You did?
Yes, sir. And for everybody out there, man, y'all can look me up, man. Rules of Engagement 24/14, man. You go in the search bank, you can look up Rules of Engagement 24/14. If you just push BonnieHunterBJ.com, man, all my shits will pop up, man. Just go to my IG, BonnieHunterBJ, man. Everything will pop up. Go to my link. Several of my pages will pop up because I got several IG pages, man. You know what I mean? Till the next time, man, as my Bay Area niggas say, man, and my boy Yuck, Yada mean.
Yada.
Man.
Good
We
shit,
out
man.
this, man. The
One
mighty
mob, bro.
W. Watts.
Yeah.
We.
Hey, I hate I tuned in late, man. I ain't even really get a chance to hear Gooch. Gooch, you an intelligent brother, man. I be listening to you in here, man. Yo, salute,
Thank
yo.
you, brother. Thank you,
Gooch,
brother.
what's your take on this shit, man? And you looking like the Death Row photo with Pac, Snoop, and them where they had the turtlenecks on. They had the black on and just had the face. At the Death Row.
Oh, that's what I look like right now.
But dude,
I do.
Watch up. You definitely look like them niggas. Look to my nigga Gooch the Great, man. Talk your shit though, bro.
Oh no, I mean, tonight was a good build, man. Great night. Brothers came in, said some deep stuff. Everybody had an opportunity to speak their mind on the platform. That was great. Great Wonder Twins. 2 nights of good entertainment. Last night with Corey, tonight with this. So it was definitely good, man. I'm proud of the shit we got out there today, man. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, bro.
Hey, shit is dope, man. Anybody else want to say their last shit before we get up out of here, man?
It was a good show, man. Y'all did y'all thing. There was a lot of history and a lot of information being divulged tonight. You know what I mean? So everything that you heard was most likely true. more than definitely true. You know what I mean? Especially it's about Santa Barbara. You fucked me up with that one, Gooch. A lot of people don't know that.
Well, Santa Barbara?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know Martin Luther King was originally Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
A lot of people don't know that. LA history.
Like in Oakland, they have E14, which is now called International. Real people from the town are never gonna call it International. That's E14.
It's still E14. We'll never call
Right.
that bitch International. Period.
Yeah.
Straight up. So, but
We
yeah,
gotta deactivate, huh?
great shit tonight, man.
And I gotta get Yuck that hoodie, man.
Off top,
I already shipped it.
extra medium, man. It's good.
Are you
it's
getting
already
another one?
no. Already did we get it to him yet?
Yeah.
Okay, easy call.
Hold on.
Easy call. You got one on the way, just like this one right here.
Yep, I got the backpack too. I got the backpack. No, not the backpack. Not the backpack. I
got a hoodie. I ain't made no backpacks yet.
Hold on. So show that logo again. I ain't get that yet. Gooch got to send that.
It's sick.
I ain't get that. So I get it in the mail soon. Definitely, man. Hey, it's time to deactivate, man. Great show tonight, man. We ain't gonna stretch it. You know what I mean? Wonder Twins deactivate. Thanks for everybody that tapped in. Shout out to the motherfucking wrench mob. Shout out to
Who's gonna kill me? Here we go.
Shout out to
here we go. Where your drink, man?
I'm outside. You know, I'm smoking. I'm outside.
Yeah, man. Deactivate. Wonder Twins deactivate. Great show tonight, man. We'll catch y'all next week, man. Same bat time, same bat channel, man. Wonder Twins deactivate. We love y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat that tapped in. We fuck with y'all a long way. Shout out to Reese. Shout out to bro that tapped in. Tragedy, niggas. Shout out to Chimma. Shout out to Mac Main. Shout out to motherfucking Nino.
Oh, Sis. You gotta say Sis. Sis was in here.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Of course, Shanique was in the building. E Millie in the building. The whole wrench mob. That's when I shout out the wrench mob. But definitely shout out Shanique, man.
Yeah, man. Sis, man, she's special, man. I really fuck with Sis the long way.
Oh, everybody down, my nigga. No Frank Ocean, my nigga. Period.
She's funny as a motherfucker too, man. Hilarious.
Hella funny, man. Town business for real though. You feel me?
What you doing this weekend, Yuck?
I'm chilling, man. This is one of my weekends off, man. So I'm gonna chill with the kids and shit. You know what I mean? Probably go, that shit called, man, Edgewater, the little, you know what I mean, the hotel with the water slides and shit.
Right.
Probably go to that with the kids and shit this weekend. You know, chill. You know what I mean? I'm relaxing, man. Kicking my feet up. You know what I mean?
As you should.
Every weekend we book, nigga. So it's good to have. It's good to have a weekend off, man. Chill with the children and the family, man. Shout out my wife, my nigga.
Well, you know what, man? We don't take enough time to tell each other we love each other. I love you, man. And
shit out you, Gooch, man.
I'm about to hop in this slingshot and go down the strip and do a little socializing and see what I can come up on, man.
Hey, man, looking like Suge Knight on the Vibe Color, man. Do your thing.
We out, man. One of the twins. We love y'all. Peace.
Deactivate.
Deactivate.
Great motherfucking show, everybody. What a Twins deactivate. I see Reese done tapped in. What you want to say? What you want to say? Yeah, she got a little gown on. But look, One of Twins deactivate, man. Great show, man. Thanks for everybody that tapped in, man. It's been a wonderful motherfucking history lesson, man. You know, and that's what I wanted, man, because I'm a student to the game too. I'm still learning shit every day, man. You know, thanks to everybody that tapped in. And One of Twins, we deactivating. Yada. See y'all next week, man. Get the merch. SmokeALotRecords.com. Get the motherfucking tequila, La Llena de Mexico. Follow them at Tequila La Llena de Mexico. You know what I mean? Get that blunts at Royal Blunts at all motherfucking social medias. You feel me? Yada. Follow the drip. You know what I mean? Above the Brim. We got a lot of sponsors, my nigga. We got Lemon Tree, man. Follow Lemon. We got so much shit going down, man. Salute to the team, man. Period, man. But we'll see you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. We love y'all, man. Everybody that tapped in from all around the motherfucking world. We do this for you. We not monetized. You know what I mean? So hit the donation if you enjoy the conversation, man. And we fuck with y'all a long way. Good night, Dynamite. Bye-bye now. Shit. The drink done kicked in on a nigga. But go watch that Corey Holcomb right now. Like, this shit gonna cut off and then boom, Corey Holcomb coming on. Watch that. It was a dope interview, man. Go watch that with Smoke a Lot Radio. Yuck Mouth TV. Subscribe to your motherfucking guy. Bye-bye.